Oh shit. Welcome back to the Crypt Crew. We are back. Aaron and I are back in the real crypt. I almost said virtual. In the real crypt tonight, everyone, for our Halloween special. This is the first time in like the 2 or so years of our existence that we've actually released an episode on Halloween night itself. We've always recorded on Halloween, which I have some making up for to do after last year.
Well,
someone got too drunk. But tonight we have put a special together for you all that blows even my mind. We'll just hear. You know what? Cheers, motherfucker.
Well,
cheers.
If I had an open bottle, I would.
Oh shit! You need to open it.
Bottle opener?
Yeah, I have. You know. Actually, you know what? This is perfect because shout out everyone. Go to Motorhead.com. Your Motorhead Ace of Spades bottle opener for your wallet. There you go, bud. Yeah. Shout out to Lemmy. Cheers to Halloween. And cheers to all of the Crypt Crew. So, yeah. So here's how tonight's going to go. It's going to be a little bit differently than the normal format because we have two. We got, count them, two.
Man,
guests.
the fact that we got these two, man, is something incredible. Like I couldn't even picture.
We're sitting here with like less than 150 subscribers on YouTube, and we're getting cream of we're getting the top echelon of guests tonight, dude. Like this is insane, and I can't believe it. Before real quick though, I do want to mention we did amp up the set a little bit tonight. We have our friend the Haunted Mask from Goosebumps. If you put this on, it will become you.
Yeah.
So be careful.
That is no joke. That is why it's still sitting here.
And we also have the Snooch to the Boots Jack-o'-lantern here. Snoochy Boochies smoking a doobie.
Shouts out to Aiko from like 10 years ago.
My stoned ass jack-o'-lantern. But without further ado, I got to introduce this first guest. We're going to dive right into it right now. So the guests segments were recorded earlier. They were not recorded tonight. They were recorded at a different point in time. So we're going to be peppering them in, and then we're going to jump back in, introduce them, and then we're going to just dive right into the whole episode. All right, the full-on Halloween special. This is going to be a great night. I'm so excited for you guys to see it. So, our first guest, without further ado, I can't believe we got this guy.
Dude,
he's
legend, man.
Fucking legend, dude. In the world of cryptozoology and in all things strange and all mysteries of the world. Without further ado, I have to introduce, ladies and gentlemen, please, all of our friends, Crypt Crew, help us welcome the one, the only Sasquatchman.
How's it going, everybody? Sasquatchman here from the Gone Squatching organization of up North Michigan. I'd like to wish all a happy Halloween season. Be on that they're Lost in the Dark podcast tonight, talking all kinds of cryptids, talking all kinds of Bigfoot, cryptid, Sasquatch, bog wraith, information. I got some tips for y'all. I got a little kit with me so I can go through some stuff. So I can go through, make sure y'all, so that when y'all go and y'all do some real Sasquatch hunting out in the woods of Michigan, that y'all know what you got. Y'all know what you're looking for. It's serious business out there. It's serious business. So once again, Lost in the Dark podcast, doing a Halloween episode. It's gonna be awesome. Make sure y'all check it out. And by the way, in case you are skeptic, in case y'all got reservations, I might be able to help out with someone else tonight. We might get to the bottom of why nobody's been able to find the Sasquatch, why nobody's been able to find the new creature, the new cryptid that I found that I want to talk about tonight. It's very important. So make sure y'all tune in if y'all are skeptic or if you guys got any questions. Let me know. Hit us up in the comments. Cheers, my friends.
Oh shit, what's going on, everyone? So what you just saw were some videos recorded by this man right here on his way to the crypt tonight. The one, the only Sasquatchman is in the fucking studio. Sasquatchman. I'm sorry. I watched too much Trailer Park Boys.
That's okay.
It's what happens. It just comes out.
You know?
So, dude, man, you are one of the most legendary Sasquatch researchers in it. I've grown, like, I've read so many of your books and listened to so many of your podcast episodes you've been on. I thank you so much for being here with me in the crypt tonight for this Halloween special. It's amazing to me. First off, I want to start with, like, man, like, how'd you even, like, get into this Sasquatch research?
I'm gonna say real quick. Appreciate you having me on. So when I started, it was a family project. You know what I'm saying. It was in that moonshine. I started in Texas. You know what I mean. Texas, my family. Texas, everybody all into it, all into cryptozoology, all that stuff. You can't even spell that, can you?
Yeah, well, I might be able to. I'm quite versed in this world. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
I once wanted to be a cryptozoologist.
That's what I appreciate about this podcast, because I listen to y'all when I'm out in the woods, when I'm out doing what I'm doing, when I'm out trying to catch them Sasquatch. Real quick, going squatching up North Michigan. That's where that's my brand. That's what I represent. You know what I'm saying? Like I sound like a rapper, but that's okay. So yeah. All right, so yeah, I'm here real quick. I'm sorry, the moonshine got me all twisted.
It's this guy.
Michigan,
you know what? Cheers, motherfucker. Let's get that
Two
two-hearted. Goddamn.
I can't drink it through my mask, but I'll cheers to you. You know what I'm saying?
You got the mask on. Why do you got the mask on?
Well, because I believe I'm crazy. You know what I mean? You gotta kind of be to be in the squash game. So I figure, in the interest of being so close, I figure, we cover it up, and if I should tell you something that the government comes after me for, they can't figure out who I am. So hey, it's a win-win for everybody.
There is a big theory out there that Sasquatch is being covered up by the government. That's very true.
Okay. So hey,
so how'd you get into it?
Real quick. Oh yeah. It's a family thing. Going squatching. It's 5 of us. You know what I mean? We do it all the time. And we moved up to Michigan because we figured, we just hear all this stuff about all this time, like just crazy stuff, crazy stories. There's all these TV shows, everything all of a sudden. And I'm like, man, we gotta get up there. You know what I mean? We gotta prove to the people that this exists. I want to believe. I appreciate that. So what I'm here to do is talk to y'all about some safety stuff, whether or not it helps y'all or not.
Yes, please give us some pointers on what to do while squatching, like tips and tricks that you've learned along the way, because you have captured some of the most amazing evidence I've ever seen.
Check it out now. So I got me a safety bag, because you always need to get out of shit quick bag. Understand? You have to. It's essential. So what I got is some basic stuff to tell y'all how to not only hunt for Sasquatch, but also how to keep y'all safe in case you do encounter one, because you never know if they're aggressive. You never know what they're gonna do.
It's a wild animal.
Yeah,
it's a wild animal.
A lot of people don't know that. See, you smart. You got that. You got that brain power. You know what I mean? What I got.
Thank you.
What I got. Oh, hey. You had me on. Hey, it's all good. I sound really southern. I'm from Michigan, though. I promise you that. Right.
He is from here. That's why he's drinking the fucking Two Hearted tonight.
Hey, I appreciate y'all got good drink. Y'all got good smoke. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah, everything's all good. So, but anyway, I'm gonna tell y'all exactly how to survive Sasquatch, or to document and to be sure that when you're out in the wild and when you got everything, you got everything that you need, that you can find them and you can, because a lot of people that's what I mean. A lot of people they see them, but they ain't got no proof.
Right?
They can't prove it to you. So I'm gonna show you how to prove it.
Give me a breakdown of the gear. Give me a breakdown of the gear. I love it.
First thing I got, y'all ain't got this. Y'all ain't got this at home. Listen to me, y'all ain't got this. This is classified information. So I got me a radio. I got me a nice radio. It's AM FM. You know what I'm saying? It's in case you're out there for a while. It's old school.
Get that antenna. What kind of battery does that thing take?
Oh man, double A's.
Double A's.
Fucking
nay. You can get those anywhere.
Hey, you have to. It's got to be something you can find easy. Because you got to be able to hear what's going on. If you can't hear what's going on, you don't know where to be at in the wild.
I love it.
It's AM, FM, so you can even broadcast your own frequency. I don't know how to do that. Don't ask me. That's a government secret.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Yeah. Outside of a podcast, but yeah.
Yeah, we got and of course we got a weather thing because it is common for Sasquatch, Sam Squanch, whatever you want to call it, whatever you prefer. I like Sasquatch, Sam Squanch. Some people, weather. Sasquatch in random weather, man. They show up. They show up in like it's either nighttime or like early in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like early in the morning. So you gotta make sure that like, oh hey, weather.
Yeah.
Boom.
Absolutely. And I'm under the like they smell. They reek. So if it's like recently after a rain, they might smell even stronger. So that might help in investigation.
Tell you something. I wish smell vision was the thing. I wish that I could just be like, oh hey, smell. Okay, cool. Oh, Sasquatch, man. Where you at? Where I found him.
I'm under the impression like kind of like a wet dog, but mixed with shit and dead stuff. Like just a fucking powerful, disgusting wet dog smell. All right, what else you got?
All right, so that's for your own, and also because you're gonna be out there for a while. Maybe you want to listen to some tunes. Maybe you want to hear some Slayer. Maybe you want to hear some some Rico or some Ozzy, little Buck at the Moon. You know what I'm saying?
Buck at the Moon.
A little bit of just to get you in the mood.
Some Lamb of God.
Yeah. So you gotta have your flashlight. So you can poke around and see. Oh, is that Sasquatch? No, it's just playing. Okay.
You got to be able to see.
You gotta be able
to see in the dark.
Number one rule, Sasquatch hunting. You gotta be able to see. Because if you can't see, a lot of time, 90% of the time, how many times you ever watch a show and they be like, oh hey, I did not see one, but I saw a picture of one that kind of looked like it.
Or I heard something.
Or I heard, yeah.
But what'd you see?
Nothing.
They can't say nothing.
It's blurred.
It's ridiculous.
It's as if you got blackout drunk and you tried to remember what you did.
Off moonshine.
Yeah, and by the way, Michigan moonshine.
We actually, I'm not sure if you've heard of this stuff, Squatchman, and I wish we had some tonight, but it's hard to find here. But
Saxman.
Sorry.
Saxman.
Sasquatchman. We do have a Dogman moonshine. There is a local distillery that makes a Dogman. Have you ever heard of the Dogman? Is that a cryptid that you are familiar with?
No, that to me is a myth.
Oh,
I don't believe in the same way.
You don't believe in the Dogman?
No, I don't. And to me, I feel like they're the same thing. They are the same.
They are the same. Interesting theory that the Dogman and the Sasquatch are the same thing. Sam Squatch.
I really don't know. But I feel like when I see one, because I don't know if I've seen one. I feel like I've seen one. I feel like I've seen both of them.
I feel like you've seen them.
I can tell you about it, but I can't. So anyway. So yeah.
Yeah, more gear.
We got this rain poncho here, in case you're out for a long extended period of time.
Yep.
Starts raining. You want all your equipment to get all wet. You don't want to be able to not hear the weather on your radio.
Keep the radio safe.
You also want the batteries to corrode in your own little flashlight there. So yeah, there's that protects you, that keeps you safe from the elements.
You need the rain poncho, people.
Yeah. Now I got a couple of things. I got me some rope because you never know when you're gonna need some rope.
Ever.
For just anything.
Like pretty much on a regular basis, I need rope and I don't have it, so that's brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, you never know. Excuse me. Apologize.
No, you're fine.
That is not on brand with Gone Squatching Entertainment. That is not Gone Squatching etiquette. So I apologize. I apologize for burping on the mic. So
all good. All good, brother.
Rope. Trap them. You gotta trap them. You gotta make sure that they are in the same spot where they're supposed to be. Because otherwise, if you catch them and if they get away and if they don't have any rope,
that's that moonshine.
It just
that moonshine it just spurts up sometimes, doesn't it? I know what you mean, bro.
You gotta create a trap with the rope, and then if the rope ain't there, you'd be like, well, we got us a Sasquatch. So and I don't really know why I got these. I feel like these are just helpful in any case.
Just great pair of pliers.
Just great pair of pliers, man. You never know. Sometimes you gotta just, sometimes you gotta secure the rope to a tree. And you'd be like, oh man, my fingers are all fucked up. Like you just pull that and there we go. I do got one more thing. It's off camera. But I gotta let you know. Basically, make sure you got one of these. Because you're gonna need it. You're gonna need something that keeps you from fucking getting all your stuff wet, from losing everything, from doing everything like that. Let me grab this thing real quick.
Yeah, no, go right ahead. Yeah, absolutely. Can you guys believe this? Like, we got the Sasquatchman himself. He's right here in the crypt right now. I can't believe it. This invaluable advice, people. Like, if you're ever thinking of going in the woods, oh, you got to see this. This is beautiful.
No.
This is critical.
Now listen. Do I look like somebody that can tell you some shit about Sasquatch?
Yeah.
Do I really?
I mean, like normally, like if I were to see someone in a tinfoil blanket, I wouldn't maybe necessarily believe them, but
You wouldn't think so, because in fact, a lot of the stuff that I brought, some people are gonna be asking, Sassman, why you bringing radios? Why are you bringing flashlight? Everything that they can find you. Aren't you trying to be anonymous? Aren't you trying to not find them? And I say to that, yeah. But it does help in case you're covered. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You gotta be covered, because if
you gotta be covered.
Yeah, you don't know. Prime time for hunting Sasquatch, for hunting any kind of cryptids is usually fall, usually winter, usually autumn, usually summer. So you gotta be able to do it. So you gotta be able to keep cold, man. This warm, it's real warm, it's real nice. So yeah, that's about all I got for y'all today. This has been Sassman's tips for finding Bigfoot. Whether or not you find them, that is not my liability. I am not responsible for the fact that if you find one, it is my fault. Or if you get eaten by one, it is not my fault either. I am not a licensed professional. I just put this together, and I hope it helps.
Well, I will say this: you, to me, have some of the highest pedigree of anybody in the cryptozoology field, and
family name. So, hey, gone squatching up North Michigan. Look at me, Sassman. Sassman.
Man, dude, I know you're busy. I know you're getting out to the woods tonight. And hopefully, hey, you know what? For the record, anytime you ever want to call back in, be back on the show, if you have any new evidence you want to share with the world, please contact us. We would love to have you back, man. Thank you so much for being on. This was amazing.
Hey, we tighter than two possums. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we are.
So we got to be able to talk to each other. And I know I want to believe. I know you want to believe. So whenever I see something, I gotta tell you. So yeah.
Thanks.
Be on the lookout for me, Sassman.
Sassman.
Go squatching up North Michigan. You know what I mean? Gotta rest the brain. Gotta do everything. Make sure you get on these blankets. It's warm in this blanket. Man. Let me tell you.
Those are great. And they're very helpful in the wilderness. And everybody be sure to check out Sassman.
Don't fuck it up now. Don't let them know. Sassman.
Sasquatchman. On all social media accounts, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. He's all over the place. He is one of the biggest there is out there. And
ain't seen him.
And he will you know what? Are you all right with this? I will you are officially the Lost in the Dark field cryptid researcher. How's that sound?
Hey. I appreciate it.
All right, man. So yeah, we're gonna be checking back in with Sasquatchman over in the future. But man, I can't thank you enough for being on tonight. Can we do a quick fist bump?
No. Is that allowed?
Is that allowed? I don't know. All right, there we go. All right, man. Thank you so much for being on, and we will be back right now with another very special guest, everyone. So stay tuned.
What's happening, everybody? Sasquatchman here. Kind of winding down for the night. Just driving home. I had a couple thoughts on my way back into the sticks. About to hibernate a little bit as the bears do, and get back on the horse tomorrow and really find some accurate information about the Sasquatch. Mr. Sam Squatch goes by many names: Bigfoot, Dogman to me. A couple of things, couple of afterthoughts I had about it. First thing is, my information didn't really hold much weight because I didn't show off my camera that I bought. I'm a little disappointed, but that's okay. Because the Sassman gonna be back. The Sassman gonna be back on the podcast. Don't even fret none. Don't even worry about it. Back with all this newfangled information about how to keep y'all safe. Second thing is, I brought a whistle and I brought a walking stick with me. Now, there's a couple things about each of them. You can't have one without the other, understand me? You cannot have a whistle without a walking stick. Because if you see something, you're going to be like, hey, trying to get its attention, trying to smack it, trying to hit it with that walking stick. You know, it doubles as a baseball bat. Just so you know, it's made out of the finest oak you can find in the woods. Might also be off a stick. I'm not really sure. I can't really tell. Again, I'm a little distracted. I'm a little. It's been a long day for the sass man. But I would like to say that he gonna be back. I would like to say that he enjoyed his time, and I hope y'all took some valuable information. Because my ultimate goal is to keep y'all safe out there, keep y'all knowledgeable, keep y'all making sure that y'all understand how real it can be when you're faced with a Sasquatch and you ain't got nothing and you trying to hang on. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to keep yourself safe, and sometimes you find that you either forget things that you had that you brought with you to really kind of hammer it home, and I was really sad that I didn't get to talk about my walking stick. So yeah, without any more pandering, without any more talking, this is the Sass Man, Sasquatchman signing off temporarily. And we will be back with more as soon as COVID's over. As soon as I can get back out to my woods and really research some Sasquatch. So, signing off, Mr. Sasquatchman. Ew.
Oh my God!
Man, dude.
Can you believe the Sasquatchman was here?
Well, I wasn't. I was gone that day.
You were busy that day. Yeah, but that's all right. But that's all right. Like you'll be back. I'm sure you'll be back on with him.
Oh yeah.
At some point for sure. But like
usually I'm with all of our guests and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. But man, the fact that he wanted to be on this show just means the fucking world to me. Like he's man. Like I've followed his work for a long time now. So Sasquatchman, everybody, be sure to check him out. But cheers. I know you just chugged hard, but cheers. Cheers with all of our guests.
Happy Halloween.
Ooh, happy Halloween. I hope you guys got some good candy. Because we do.
What you got?
Oh man, it's everything you can imagine is in here. Butterfingers, Twix, Reese's, Snickers, Milky Way, M&M, all the hallmarks. Let's be, but we'll get it. You know what? Actually, that is something I want to talk about a little bit later.
We gotta have like a tier list for candy. For Halloween candy.
Yeah.
I feel like
big
difference.
We're gonna get into that. Yeah. I promise. That's part of my plan.
There is also this is also part of just the normal episode that will happen. But we do have one more thing for you guys.
We do have
another guest.
Thank you. We do have one more in this. Okay.
This guy, let me tell you,
I don't even know how to describe this because this is a guest that has never been on a podcast. Maybe never will again. And
you never know.
He's a fucking legend in the heavy metal community. He has toured the entire planet 50 times over with one of in my opinion, the greatest metal band in history. I don't even know how else do you introduce this guy other than the single most legendary mascot in heavy metal history. Period. End of discussion. So let's get into it right now, ladies. Our friends, Crypt Crew. Let us welcome to the Crypt for this very special Halloween special.
Hey.
2020. Everyone, please welcome motherfucking Eddie to the Crypt.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Aaron, Lost in the Dark crew, Crypt Dwellers here, Cryptozoology here. Whatever we call you guys. We're in the building. Burton wasn't able to be here, but I'm here to pick up the slack because we have a very special guest with us today. One of my favorites, honestly. He's been listening to you guys for a long time. It's some of my favorite music. It really got me into it when I was a kid. I would like to welcome
fucking Eddie. The Eddie. Real quick, we it's quarantine's been rough on everybody, so we were able to really bring in a lot of crew, a lot of guests, a lot of people that we wouldn't normally be able to talk to during this time. So thank you, Eddie, by the way. Hey, yeah, there we go. Yeah. That's how man. Like I gotta say, like seeing you guys in Detroit when you were 15 feet tall. Tell you what, like. That was something else, I'm telling you. But I gotta ask you, how being the mascot, being the centerpiece, being the big, the big focus of Iron Maiden as far as the stage show goes, how big of a fan are you really? Well, here and there. How because admittedly kind of the same. Like they had a couple of middle records that were kind of But they always kind of pull back. I feel like you're giving me an evil eye, so I'm just gonna kind of move on from this question. How did you feel when Bruce left the band? Because I know that was a pretty tumultuous time. I feel like that was the time when that kind of divided a lot of fans. And also a follow up question with that. How did you feel when he came back? Was it like a big reunion? Was it like a anything like that? Was it? Yeah. He's, yeah. When he left, I felt that too. Yeah. I missed you, man. Yeah, and then when you came back, it was like, yeah, big explosions. Like I was missing that 15-foot tall motherfucker on stage. Yeah, the big like walk. Like you had a giant head at one point. It's kind of shrunk, but that's okay. Because I recognize and I understand that it's the first record. Like we got classic Eddie here. Like we got like yeah. I mean, well, hey, like let me ask you a question. Okay, I see on your records that, and I see whenever you're pictured that you have yourself on your T-shirt. It's kind of pretentious, isn't it? Like kind of hard to. Okay, all right. So anyway, I mean, yeah, I guess like a lot of bands wear their shirts on stage, and it's always yeah. A lot of bands wear their own shirts on stage. It's very like, empowering. It's very like, listen to us. You know what I mean? So it's kind of, so I get that. I understand it. It's very big. Yeah. That's how I feel when I see you, man. It's like, yeah, raise them horns. Exactly. So I got a couple more questions, I guess. What is your favorite cover you've been on, and why is it Dance of Death? Because that, to me, man, like let me just say, when I hear Maiden, I hear Dance of Death. Like I see that cover and I'm like, man, that is Iron Maiden. Like that's, but you're good though. You're good. Like I definitely appreciate like the early records, man. Like I'm Power Slave. I'm that guy. I'm like, Number of the Beast, man. Yeah, give me that. Like let me feel that. Yeah. I'm gonna have to wash my hands after this. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. And also. I want to ask you about the X Factor. It's not really a record that we talk about very much. It's kind of so-so, kind of, yeah, this or that, yeah. It's a journey. I get that, man, dude. Let me tell you, it's something you don't want. It's a journey that you don't want to happen. And let me tell you. When I heard, what is it? Book of Souls, man. That was the tour I saw you guys on. That was the tour that you were gigantic and you were just larger than life, man. And I was a little gone for it, so I don't really remember a whole lot of it. But what I remember seeing is that you were gigantic and you were all over the place. And there was 4 of you. So how do you tell the real Eddie out of the people that don't exist? Like how do you tell the real Eddie from the fake Eddie? The mask. The hair. It's all the hair. It's the. This is the real Eddie. Hey, you heard it here. We got him. And I could not be more excited, man. Honestly, I could not be more excited. Like you guys are the biggest influencers of the new album style. You guys got the double guitars. You got the how much of the music style did you inspire from your and I also wanted to say. There must have been a point where you realized that you were kind of replaced as far as the art, and I wonder like what happened when Derek Riggs stopped drawing you? Me too, man. Me too. So with that, I would like to say that, for one, I'm a giant fan. I'm excited that you were able to be a part of this. Ozzy, how many times you know Ozzy, right? You know Ozzy personally. He's you guys go a lot far back, man. You guys go far back. I see, and and let's get a side by side. Like get up close. Yeah. See, I see that. I see the comparison. I see where it came from. Yeah, there it is. They could have called it. They could have called it. Bark at the Eddie or bark of Eddie. Yeah. See, I'm thinking. I know. It's different. It's a little different. But hey. Oh, fist bump. Okay. Sorry, I missed you. And also I apologize for the Derek Riggs question. That's just been a problem for me for a long time. It's a bummer for me. Hey, Hey, and that's the reason, man. That is the reason that I asked that question, because I wanted your opinion on it. I wanted your views on it, because I know when artists change, when bands change. Yeah, exactly. It's continuous. It's you're in, you're out, and it's very like, a lot of times you feel like you can't breathe, because it's like, oh man, like I'm not on this record. What am I gonna do? Are they ever gonna bring me back? And I can tell you that they did. So you can be proud of that, and also you can definitely be aware that you haven't been replaced either, because he's back. He was back on Book of Souls, which, by the way, was one of my favorite records, one of my favorite new records, and the album that came before this. If BJ was here, he would tell me what the name of that was, because I don't remember. But because they have a lot of records, and you guys have been around for a long time, so I definitely appreciate that. So I would like to end off by saying we're not worthy. And if BJ were here, he would tell you that he is jealous of this interview and the fact that I got to sit across from the legendary, from the real face of Iron Maiden, the real, the guy that you think of when you think of Maiden, when you think of that kind of style. And that I could never replace. Still a little pretentious, but hey, it's okay. Eddie, everybody. Eddie. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Hey.
Oh, shit! Welcome,
What up?
everyone. You guys have already been welcomed, but welcome to the Lost in the Dark Halloween special. First time we've ever released an episode on Halloween. You just saw the craziest special guests we've ever fucking had. Oh my god.
Some legends.
We had
Real
Sasquatchman.
Sasquatchman.
And Eddie!
Man, for me, that was such a treat. To be able to talk to that guy and to, after seeing him, be 15 feet tall on stage, after seeing him the first time in Detroit, it was...
The fact that I wasn't here will never not torment me.
Well, you were here in spirit, which is why I asked a couple of questions that I felt like you would have asked as well. So
hell yeah, and I felt the same. I thought you did an amazing job with that one. And we can never thank those two enough for being on.
Possible returning.
Possible
guest,
return. Yeah, absolutely. They both said they wanted to be back, especially Sasquatchman. You never know when he'll find something. He's always out there in the woods. So we could not be more excited about that. And he agreed to be our resident cryptozoologist. So we are very excited about that. The only thing,
you got somebody out in the field, man.
Yeah, we have a field guy. We have a field guy. We actually have a couple field guys, because I got another guy that's into the more into the on the UFO side of things. Put it that way. But wow. To have them on, for us to be where we are in this podcast and to have them on was just so special to me. So I can never thank them enough. And yeah, we cannot wait to have both of them back. Maybe Eddie, you'll be who knows what's going on. But in any case, I know I kind of already introduced everything. We got a bit of an updated crypt here. We got some decorations going. We got our fucking snooch to the booch jack-o'-lantern, snoochy boochies. And we got our mask here, the mask here. There. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that shit. If you put that on, it will become you. Just so you all know, like it is a haunted mask.
This is no joke, people.
It's not a joke. It's not a joke.
This is that's why it's sitting here, because none of us want to.
We can't put it on.
Yeah,
it'll become us.
Well, disappear.
So,
yeah, much like this up here too. I feel like
Weeping Angels. We got Bane. We got V. You know, we got all the hitters. We got all the hitters except Michael Myers. I thought I had a Michael Myers mask, and now I can't find it. I could have sworn I had one, but in any case,
yes.
We got some shit to get into tonight for the official Halloween special. Some fun stuff I want to talk about. Let's get into it. Let me see what I got here. I got some things written down. First off, we're going to talk about some metal. I want to talk. I just want to give a quick mention to the fact that. So, shout out to Dean Del Rey and the Lick Liberty Talk podcast, because in the last week he's had multiple members from AC/DC on, including Brian Johnson and Angus Young, on their first podcast appearance ever.
Yeah.
And you need to listen to that episode, because if you're a fan of AC/DC, like for me, AC/DC is one of my biggest influences, one of the biggest bands to me ever of all time.
Yeah.
They were my favorite band before Lamb of God and Iron Maiden. And it to hear them on a podcast for the first time was magical for me. The stories that they told,
just that entire story of how that came up was pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm. How the podcast even happened. That is another aspect of that podcast I want people to hear, because that's unbelievably influential for us as podcasters. It's just amazing.
Yeah. It kind of proves that, like, if you're a fan of something and you're vocal about it, then, anything can happen, and, you're not really sure who's listening and what could happen and stuff, and if, who knows which episode it could be. It could be an earlier episode or whatever, but, like, as long as we're kind of passionate about what we're talking about and everything, like, it kind of comes back. So
if you got the fire,
yeah, people
might connect with it and see it. And that's all we try to do here, is give you our fire, the things we're fired up about. Cheers, brother, on this Halloween 2020, the worst year ever, but still could be a great Halloween for everyone.
Still have Halloween. Like, I actually got a little bit upset with people that were like, oh, let's cancel Halloween. It's like, nah.
Not for an adult.
Not for me.
Not for an adult that just stays at home and drinks anyway.
Yeah.
Like, we don't go trick-or-treating.
Different ways of celebrating.
We got a whole fucking basket of candy here, people.
Oh, don't get me wrong. If it were acceptable for adults to go trick-or-treating, I'd be there every year. But
I would too. I'm not gonna lie.
Unfortunately,
Halloween's my favorite holiday.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I love dressing up.
Are there like movies you watch, or like specific ones that you get into, or like
every year, like the traditional ones?
Yeah,
yes, absolutely.
For me, it's always like it's the same with like Christmas, or like with like anything like that. Like, there's ones that I have to watch.
There's certain movies and certain music you have to listen to this time of year. Absolutely. For me, it's in terms of music, it's interesting, and we will get. Actually, I have this written down for us to get into on an episode within the next 2 weeks after Halloween. Where we're going to talk about this theory we have of seasonal listening. But, and we've talked about it a little bit before, but we're going to go real deep into it, because we talked about something the other night. So for me, it is a big thing, seasonal listening. I get into different things at different times of the year.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times different things get released, and that, like, maybe... not always, but a time of the thing's release might connect it to that time of year for me, or whatever, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But for me, in terms of movies, at least every year in October, I gotta watch Ghostbusters. I gotta watch American Werewolf in London.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta watch Conjuring. Conjuring is up there. Blair Witch. Silence of the Lambs. There's a few. There's a handful of movies that I try to get through every Halloween season. What about you?
For me, it's the first 2 Rob Zombie Halloween movies. It's
Was that House of a Thousand Corpses? Is that one of the first 2?
No, I was just the that one, yeah.
Oh, the Halloween.
But, the Halloween.
Though the first one is another one for me as well. Yes. Sorry.
Jeepers Creepers.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep.
Like, I don't feel like that movie gets near the amount of credit that it deserves for being as good as it is.
Mm-hmm.
And for being such an original, like, to me, it feels like an original idea.
Yeah.
Like, it's always.
It's very rare we get original stories nowadays,
Yeah.
and that is definitely one of them.
Yeah, The Conjuring. I agree. That's a good one.
That first one is such a great movie.
Yeah. And actually, like, I was looking at it, and there's like an order that you're supposed to watch all the movies in.
Yeah. Because,
which I didn't realize.
The newest one, The Nun, I believe that's the newest one. It should be first or something like that because it takes place farthest in the past.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the MCU. Yeah.
Which I didn't realize, and honestly, like, knowing that about it is like I should probably watch those kind of in that order because I feel
cool.
like I don't know because like I really enjoyed the first Conjuring movie. I felt like it had such a different feel to it, and it was cool to see like a paranormal movie be like so close to like actual facts and actual like let's just be represented in that way.
Yeah, if you're familiar with Ed and Lorraine Warren, and they're probably the most prolific paranormal investigators in history, and they are the ones that did that film, and those movies, most of those movies are based off of their case files, at least the ones that take place around the time of The Conjuring, not like The Nun and stuff like that, but like the ones that like the Conjuring and Annabelle and things like that. However, for anyone who doesn't know, Annabelle is actually a Raggedy Ann doll.
Yeah.
So the one they use in the movies is not what it's just a Raggedy Ann doll.
Yeah. It's a little more exaggerated.
Yeah, very much so. But so all of those are based on their actual case files. And I've heard Ed and Lorraine Warren on many, maybe not podcasts, but episodes of Coast to Coast AM over the years, which is where I kind of got before podcasts were really invented, I got into Coast to Coast AM. And
that was like one of the first ones I remember you talking about. Like,
yeah.
You gotta watch this. So you gotta.
That was some of my first exposure to like talk radio paranormal style shit.
Yeah.
And it really changed the game for me. Like, it made me go, holy shit, this is a thing. Like I've followed it very, very in-depthly since. And so for them, for Ed and Lorraine Warren and all that stuff, yeah, that is, for you to say, to actually watch something that's based on actual reporting, like that's part of what made me excited about those movies as well. Very well done, very like really good job at marrying like old school style filmmaking but updating it to the point where it's scary to a modern audience.
Yeah.
So
some that really I feel like you can kind of hit in that same aspect is the not so much the sequels or the movies that came after, but the first Sinister movie. Like that movie.
I love that you bring that up. Did you see what's the news stories about that movie lately? There's been news stories going around about that movie.
Oh, really?
Apparently there was a scientific study done. And the scientific study was based, I believe, as far as I can tell, based on the article I read. I could be wrong. But based on the article I read, it was they were going off of BPM. They had people watching movies, had them hooked up to a heart rate monitor, and were trying to determine what was the scariest film ever made. And they determined it was Sinister. Because that movie had people's hearts going faster than any other movie that... I don't know what the other movies were in the study. I don't know how long the study was. I don't know if they watched all these movies back to back to back to back to back, or if they came back over a certain days, or whatever. But there are certain aspects of the study that I don't know that I'd like to know right now. But they're concluded that Sinister is the scariest film ever made.
I did see a little article about that.
Yeah.
I didn't remember.
I absolutely do not agree with that. Because I've seen Sinister. It is scary, but it is not there for me, at least. For me. When I watched it, I was like, yeah, this is a pretty fucking good movie, but I don't know, it just didn't stick with me.
Yeah.
It just didn't stick with me.
What I really liked about it was the fact that it almost kind of like melded the two genres together as far as like the found footage and like the paranormal kind of stuff.
That is an aspect I like, yeah.
To me, the best part of that movie was when he's looking through the tapes.
Yeah.
When he starts watching them or whatever, and when he's trying to piece it all together, and then eventually, spoilers, I don't know, it's like a 5-year-old movie.
Yeah.
But basically, like at the end, when you figure out like when the cop gives them a call after they moved into the house and they're like, oh, it's too late, like they're too impressionable, like they'll come after you, and it was like it ends up being like his kids and stuff, and like it's just how they were able to all tie it together. But also, yeah, man, some of those like found footage like elements of it are so good, like just like some of the there was, I don't know, I know we've talked about it a bit, especially in the last episode with Steve
from Bavura.
From
Yeah.
I remember talking about
the horror
Sinister and
movie
stuff.
episode.
Yeah. Just that, like those scenes of like, as far as like the found footage, just being really like, it's the music, it's the build up, it's the atmosphere of it that to me like sticks out when I watch that, and there's like a few main points of it that kind of like hold up in my head that are like, damn, like that's actually pretty fucking scary, like but yeah, I will agree, like I do feel like I have seen more scary movies. I would definitely put Grave Encounters above that.
Yeah, me too. Even though I get why people might not be as into it, but in terms of found footage films, that's up there with Blair Witch for me.
Yeah, I could definitely see why people would, because like Sinister is a fucking tense movie. Like it doesn't really let up.
No.
And like the more you get into it, and the more you the more you learn about what's happening, the more it's like, holy shit, like this is intense.
And the monster is cool as fuck.
He looks like Mick Thompson from Slipknot.
Yeah.
I've always thought.
He looks like a fucking someone from Slipknot, someone from a black metal band.
Yeah,
he looks great. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I need to watch it again. There are some movies I've been discovering lately I need to give a second chance, for sure.
Which admittedly, the whole like look of him kind of took me out of it at first, but I was like, all right, it's just I can get past this. Like it just,
I actually liked it.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just
but
like,
I get what you're saying.
I guess I was just looking for something a little bit, and like it does like he does take like shape shift and stuff.
Yeah.
And take other forms or whatever. So.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Yeah. Same kind of thing. I don't know if I would agree with that. It's like the scariest movie ever, but it's
But what? Okay, so you said a few, but are there any other movies that you go to every Halloween? Because another thing for me is I like to, even if I don't continue with it, I like to at least get a taste of the first season of Dexter.
Oh yeah.
The first and second season of American Horror Story. I at least like to watch the first couple episodes during October.
Yeah.
At some point,
it's there. I always like recently it's not really horror so much, or like in the traditional sense as far as like movies or whatever. But like I've recently been getting into like the Treehouse horror Simpsons episodes.
Oh, I love those.
That are really cool. That are like surreal as hell. Like they're just. I don't know. They're just like cool stories.
They're like Twilight Zone episodes almost.
Yeah.
I love the Treehouse of Horror. Yeah.
Oh, it's stuff like that. It's definitely the American Horror Story. Like the first 2 seasons, I always go back to. Mm-hmm. We were talking about Hannibal. That's a big one.
Yeah.
I go back to.
Yep.
I
like another thing. This isn't horror, but this is comedy. But fucking, I do like to go back on YouTube and watch the fucking Stefan.
Oh yeah.
Tell me, Stefan, what are some of the greatest places to go during Halloween in New York City?
Yeah.
The hottest club in New York City during Halloween is midgets.
Something
like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I can't remember the good one, but he destroys me. He absolutely destroys Bill Hader, and anything he does destroys me. But like the fact that they always our seasonal correspondent, Stefan.
Yeah.
Like he destroys me. I watch his weekend updates for every holiday, honestly, because I just fucking cry. And for Thanksgiving I watch the fucking Adam Sandler turkey song. Christmas I watch the Hanukkah song. All of them. There's like 5 at this point. They're definitely. But back to Halloween.
Even like some of the less like, just like movies like when I was a kid, when I was growing up, that used to be out all the time. Like Hocus Pocus was a big one for me.
Okay.
My mom.
I watched that many times. Yes.
As like one of my mom's favorite movies. It's on all the time.
Yep.
Like we watch that a lot. Casper.
Casper the
The
Friendly
original
Ghost.
Casper,
Yeah,
dude. That was on TV today, and I feel like I haven't seen that in like 20 years.
I feel like I haven't seen it since it came out.
Yeah,
Since it was on VHS. I need to watch that.
Yeah, there's some
Holy
actually
shit.
like for being a kids movie, there's some actual like pretty like creepy stuff in that movie. Just for like the time, I guess, like when I was like watching it, whatever.
I need to go back and watch that.
To kind of like pull back into the horror stuff. The Shining for sure.
Yeah, you love that series. I know that's one of your favorites. Yeah.
I watch that a couple of times a year. And I do enjoy a lot of zombie movies. Mm-hmm. I know zombies are kind of played out, and like it's kind of the old hat at this point. But like to me, there's just something about like like when I say zombies, I say like there's two different sides that I like. There's like the Shaun of the Dead, like Zombieland comedy horror type stuff, which is brilliant to me because I always loved the way that you could tie those two together. But I also liked Dawn of the Dead and like those real like classic movies, and even like the remake of Dawn of the Dead was like probably one of the
really good.
Yeah, one of my favorite movies that I'd seen as far as like the newer movies or whatever.
Yeah.
But you always gotta watch the first couple of Halloween movies. They're the original. I feel like I watch the original once a year when around this time, just because of, just how iconic it is. And even
Best theme song of any horror movie, in my opinion.
a lot of times
Outside of Ghostbusters, but that's not really a horror movie.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It could walk that line.
Yeah, I'll say it's more of like a. It's kind of the same way that like Zombieland is. Because I don't really see Zombieland as a zombie horror movie either. I see it as like a comedy,
right?
Like comedy horror, I guess, in some ways. So I kind of see it in the same way. Shaun of the Dead, I gotta watch again because that is one of my favorite movies, and I haven't seen that this year.
Yeah.
So I gotta pick up on that. But yeah, there's a couple. I'm sure there's some I'm forgetting about, but those are kind of the main ones that I feel like every year it's like you
go back to.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome. Let me see what else I got here.
Got that bottle opener real quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keys are upstairs.
No, you're good. I don't know why I wrote that down. See, sometimes I write stuff down to talk about, and I don't write an explanation for it. So I'm like, what the fuck does animal noises mean?
You sure animal noises?
I just wrote animal noises, dude. Like, what the fuck does that even? Maybe it means. You know what? Honestly, maybe I do know what it means because of what it's underneath. Because I do think that anybody interested in these topics, interested in paranormal or cryptids or anything like that, should be familiar with animal sounds if you aren't. Especially because look, I spend a lot of time on YouTube listening to different people's like encounters with things and stories and things like that. I heard one earlier where it was two people, they were camping, and they heard, like, moving around their tents, they heard like this crazy fucking cackling laughing sound. All right. Now I'm listening to this story and I'm like, okay, well, these are just people that don't know what foxes sound like in the wild. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard. Here, you know what? I'm gonna play it for you right now. Let me find a fox sound on YouTube real quick, because it's gonna fuck you up. You're gonna be like, "Are you serious?" Have you ever heard what a fox sounds like? Have you ever heard this, Aaron?
I don't think so.
Okay, I don't even know if this is gonna be a good one, but let's find out. Let's find out here. Hold on. Wait for it. Wait for it. Because that's not what I'm even talking about. Come on. Do the... Hold on. There we go. That was. Okay. Oh, so it's going through different ones. So this is the defensive fox scream. This is the vixen whining. It's going through different ones. Hang on, though. Hold on. There's a very specific one here. Hold on. There we go. Maybe this will be it.
Hi, foxes.
Maybe this will be
You
it.
want me to come say hi? You want me to come say hi?
Is
Yes?
this? Oh, so this shout out to Save a Fox YouTube channel.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
I want them to. That.
I did
It is kind of like cackling a little bit, like.
Oh my gosh, Ivan.
Huh.
Tell me you hear that in the middle of the night in the woods. And that's nothing. That's it getting its belly rubbed. I've seen videos of foxes where they're not even being fucked with, like, not even. Hold on, let's see what this one is.
This video is serious. Have you ever? We're going to find out. That's so cute. It sounds like.
God damn it. Alright, fuck this. I don't know what this video is. But I've heard videos of foxes where they're.
Yeah.
Like
It's
straight fucking witch laughter.
cackling.
Dude. And like. I think there's a YouTube channel that my sister showed me called like the Fox Lady, where she rescues foxes and lets them back go, and all that stuff, all that really good stuff. And dude, she's got videos like this, the fucking craziest fucking like laughter, like it sounds like a human. It sounds like a human,
Yeah.
but it's coming from a fox. And if you don't know what that sounds like going into the woods and you hear it in the middle of the night, it's gonna fuck you up. It's gonna fuck you up.
Yeah.
So, like, maybe that's why I wrote down animal sounds, was to talk about that. I don't know.
Maybe because I don't know if this connects to anything, but we were talking about that. Was it like 411 something?
Oh, that's the next thing I have written down.
Well, I would imagine that was probably what you were going into, because a lot of what was in that, some of those segments were kind of along the same lines of that. Like they had that same kind of like, just people not really sure what's going on, just being like stuck in the woods at night and just hearing sounds and stuff.
Yes. Well, real quick, before we get into the missing 411, which is
the
main topic of this episode. Real quick, I want to talk about one thing real quick. I do want to give a shout out. I want to give a recommendation for everyone that is into the world of the paranormal. The world of UFOs and things like that. There's a new documentary that came out in 2020 that I've now seen twice called The Phenomenon. Okay? And this one of the things that we kind of keep saying, at least to each other, is one of the reasons why this year is so fucking crazy, is like we are currently existing in a year where the United States government admitted to the existence of UFOs, and it's not headline news because of everything else that's going on.
Yeah. Any other year, I feel like it definitely would have been. Would have made a bigger splash.
Let me repeat that. The United States government admitted to the existence of unidentified flying objects, or unidentified aerial phenomenon, in which they refer to them UAPs. They admitted to the existence of these things this year. Like, they're like, we actually don't know what they are. It's not super secret military technology.
No.
Which is what I thought, honestly, it was for a while now, ever since I heard of, I believe her name is Annie Jacobson, because she has some of the most profound evidence I've ever seen for saying that the Roswell crash was actually a downed Soviet spy plane.
That's what I've heard.
And that really, I was like, that made so much logical sense to me. But now, with the government coming out saying, look, there are things penetrating our airspace, that we don't know what they are and we can't explain, and they are not us, and they are not any other country. I don't really know what to do with that. And this documentary was released this year, so it has the most up-to-date information of it was made post a world where the government admitted this. So they go into all that stuff. They go into Commander. We're dog shit with names, people. Frager, I'm probably wrong. He was on Joe Rogan. He's the one that actually took one of the famous videos because he was chasing a saucer on his in a jet fighter. He was one of the ones that was scrambled and had a video and everything. It's online. You can find it. It has a name that I can't remember right now. It's like the pit. I want to say it starts with a P. The something footage, but it's fucking. It's like it's taken from a military fighter, so it's like the black and white. It's hard to kind of you really need to hear him on a podcast talk you through it to understand what you're seeing.
So, yeah.
If you're not familiar with that kind of video footage, which I was not, but when he talks you through it on Rogan and stuff like that, it all makes sense. And yeah, so really crazy. I highly recommend this. Okay. So there are two forms of documentaries that I typically never pay attention to, and those are UFO documentaries, and I love two forms of documentaries that I never pay attention to on topics that I love: UFOs and marijuana, because they're all like the fucking same. At a point, it's just like, I'm watching the same thing over and over and over, until I found the phenomenon, and with cannabis, until I found Weedakit. On Vice. That's the best cannabis documentary ever made, in my opinion, and it's a show, so it's like a episodic documentary sort of.
They touch on, not to get too far off the topic, but they do touch on a lot of things that kind of like
that I feel like nobody else does. Yeah.
And and it's mostly just the episode about the PTSD stuff, but
that's the one that got
that's a whole other.
Once I hit with that one, that's when I started recommending it to everyone.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That hit me pretty hard.
So fucking hard, dude. Yeah, I teared up during that episode. I cannot recommend that one to everyone enough. Especially if you're someone who is on the fence about whether or not you agree with cannabis legalization. Watch that episode and then come tell me what you think.
Yeah. Might not change your whole opinion about it, but it might at least make you think differently.
Yeah. And for people familiar with this show, we are very, 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 very alcohol and cannabis friendly. In fact, we might even do you might not, but I might do a solo mushroom episode one day if I ever get the balls to do it. Not even gonna lie, like these are We are not what you would describe as straight edge here on Lost in the Dark podcast, to say the least.
No, but I will say that.
But it's not like we're against it.
It's also we
love everybody.
Yeah, live your life how you want to.
Live your life how we want to. We just this is how we have fun sometimes. So not all the time.
For a while, the first part of my life, I kind of had the mindset of I guess not to get too far off what we were talking about, but. Like, for a while, I was kind of like that, the straight edge kind of, like, I just had that mindset or whatever, and it was like, it wasn't anything other than, like, well, I guess, like, let me just try to understand it. Let me try to understand, like, the whole process behind, like, why people smoke weed, why people, like, what the benefits are of it and stuff, and once I kind of looked into it like that, it's kind of like, I don't know if so much, like, it was a big impact to me, but it did definitely kind of, like, helped me realize, like, well, there's definitely more positives to this than there are with a lot of other things, and so I don't know, kind of opened my mind a little bit more to it. But that's not everybody, and it's personal choice to me, because for a long time it took me to actually like try it, and
Mm-hmm.
like it took me a long time to actually be like interested in it. And
I
stuff,
didn't
and
really smoke or drink until I was 18.
until yeah,
You know what I
didn't-
mean?
Yeah.
That like I told my roommate that the other day, and he was like, "What?" Like,
Yeah, I was the type of person that was
not even
kinda,
a cigarette.
yeah, kind of the same thing. Like I mean, we hung out my 21st birthday, and that was kind of like, I wish I would have taken a little bit more from that, looking back at it now. But at the same time, like that was kind of my introduction to like, well, this is you can still enjoy it, you can still have fun with it, but like you don't have to like get stupid like
I didn't get
shitty or whatever.
I didn't get
like,
fucking stupid shitty on my 21st.
yeah, because I don't know, like it was kind of the first time that I was able to be like out, and it was kind of like in. It was legal for me to do, and like I was just kind of trying to like get more of an understanding for it and stuff. So that was just my whole like journey, I guess, my whole preference for it. So I definitely understand, why, and a lot of times like, a lot of my thoughts on it are still based in that, are still because I have family members and like people that are that way, that just don't do it, and it's fine. Like they have their reasons and stuff, and it's just different for that, for everybody and stuff. So, so anime. I don't know.
I
don't know how we got into
got
it, but
I got no, I do. We got no, I got I'm see right there. We have some different experiences, because I was when I was a kid, I was very anti-smoking. Because I was brought up in the world of billboards that said kissing a smoker is like kissing an ashtray, and things like that. And all of my grandparents smoked cigarettes.
yeah.
Well,
cigarettes are different.
but I loved
But-
them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I loved them so much. So it's like now I associate, like a lot of people like, I hate the smell of cigarettes. I associate that smell with like my childhood. And I actually like, I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. I haven't in many years, but I no longer, but I vape, and I no longer, but I don't dislike that smell.
Yeah.
It kind of takes me back.
There is something to it. Like, even though I don't and I never have, I don't feel like I ever will touch one. For personal reasons, but
It's not. It's yeah. Go on.
yeah, but like just there is, and it sucks. It sucks to kind of enjoy that scent, because I know it's terrible, and I know it's like.
But you enjoy it too.
In some senses.
I would
like,
say,
in
no,
s-
but
like-
I'll say this. I'll say this. Now, having quit smoking cigarettes, I enjoy. Like okay, yeah. I've quit smoking cigarettes, but I am the type of person that can like bum one off of someone one night and never go buy a pack. You know what I mean? I can have one, and like once a year,
yeah,
maybe I'll have one kind of a thing, and every time I'm like, oh, that's why I don't do that anymore.
yeah.
But I literally actually enjoy the smell more than actually smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I get
because
that.
it takes me back.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was different. I was never I never thought people should smoke cigarettes. But in terms of everything else, it was. Yeah, I got, I was a 90s kid. I got brought up brainwashed to certain things. But once, honestly, after being brainwashed about weed and then trying it and realizing and then actually educating myself about it, I was like, they've been brainwashing me. Everything they've told me is complete bullshit. And if it's bullshit about this, what else is it bullshit about? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Because they lied to us. We're 90s kids, mostly than you. But still,
Well,
even still, in your schooling, you took health class too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they lied to us.
Yeah,
they lied to us.
We had dare when I was in middle school.
Yep, and they lied to us.
Yeah.
They lied to us.
I never really knew how to.
Once you figure out that they lied to you,
Yeah.
then it's all hands on deck, and we're it's a whole different perspective at that point for sure. But So in any case, I don't really know how we got here, but
Saw thinking that myself.
but in any case, there is man, because we started that on like, what did we start that on?
Animal noises.
Animal noises.
Something. This is the Halloween episode,
Animal
people.
noises to drunk.
Yeah.
Halloween 2020, baby. Cheers, motherfuckers. Cheers.
Hey.
Oh
It's fire
yeah,
open.
I'm drinking rum. You're drinking Two Hearted.
Classic.
We love you all. I got the Blunt Man hat on. I hope you guys can see my horns. Real quick, the one last thing before we dive into, what are we at? 37 minutes. The 411 shit. Tell me, because you're more familiar with it than I am, maybe, because I don't know if you've played it yet, and I've actually seen and heard it played. I want you to talk to me about this ghost hunting game, because I am. This is something
Okay.
I meant to get in on a couple episodes ago. The last episode with you and I solo.
Yeah.
And I forgot to. You told me about it right before the episode started.
Yeah. Well, because I had just found out about it.
Yeah,
as
you
well.
had just
It's
found
kind
out.
of a
Yep.
new thing.
And I am a I've said it many times on this podcast. I would describe myself as an amateur ghost hunter. I buy tickets to get locked into haunted locations overnight, big ones, hospitals, asylums, Vietnam warships, abandoned forts. I've old mills. I've done a lot. And I'm actually doing another one this year on Devil's Night. So when you're seeing this episode last night, which is the special surprise we have for you in a few days, where my roommate and I will be doing a podcast episode on Halloween night about our experience on Devil's Night in this haunted location.
I'm actually pretty disappointed. I'm gonna miss that because I was honestly thinking about it. Like
It's gonna
I
be
was
a
like,
good
if we weren't, if I didn't have
You got stuff going on. Yeah, you got stuff. Yep.
Yeah. Even though it would have been quite the, I would have had to like set myself aside a bit more for that one than others. But
You're You're one of my friends that's hesitant to do something like that with me.
I'm more open to it now than I ever have been. But I will say that
And I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, and it's mostly just the understanding of it.
Yeah.
And trying to just get myself to like center in on the fact that like I've seen a lot of videos. I've seen, and like you've done it before, and like it's always been this thing of like it's never like a life and death situation. It's always like you're just investigating something that you think that it could possibly show you something or it could not.
Most of the time, I have never experienced anything at all, other than I get to explore this location, free roam by myself in the dark. And it's kind of cool because I don't feel like that many people get the opportunity to explore places like this.
Yeah.
And not have to worry about someone getting on their ass for trespassing or whatever.
Yeah.
So like even if I don't experience anything paranormal, it's still worth it to me to just have the opportunity to walk around these locations like that. So
to me, it's like the two that I have a real hard time trying to convince myself with is, I know we've talked about this, is asylums and hospitals.
Yep.
Like both
that's
of
where
those.
I'm going on Friday. It's a hospital.
Yeah, both of those places for some reason, like just any like abandoned kind of style stuff, like things that have just sat dormant for a while.
Yep.
Like just kind of look run down or whatever, like just medical stuff for some reason, like, and it's that way with like horror too. I don't know if we ever talked about it, but like I have a hard time watching stuff that's like super like medical, like super, like
Doctor.
yeah, like, and honestly there were some parts in Asylum where I was like,
American Horror Story Asylum.
yeah, where I was like, this is intense. Yeah. Like,
that fucking chick that he mutates. Oh, that's still one of the most terrifying scenes in that show's history.
Finding the stairwell.
Stairwell crawling up and shit. Oh my.
Yeah.
Like,
there's, yeah.
Oh god. That was fucked up.
I haven't seen that in a while either.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. I watched the first episode of Dexter tonight. We're at it again.
He asked me if I want to play.
He asked
And
me
I
if
do.
I want to play.
I really do.
And I do. So fucking good, dude.
But yeah, Phasmophobia.
Yes,
I think that's the name of it.
They get Phantasmophobia. I don't know, Phasmophobia, something
Yeah,
like that.
I have been.
It's like one of the number one games on stream right
Yeah.
now. Wait, Steam. Isn't that what it's called?
Possibly, yeah.
The service?
I know. Yeah, Steam is.
I'm not a big gamer. I don't do PC games. I
Yeah.
just play PlayStation and Xbox.
Steam is.
Yeah, it's Steam. It's one of the number one games on Steam right now.
But
Phantasmophobia, I believe.
It's
Yeah.
also. I think it's also one of the bigger ones on Twitch.
Yeah. Oh
which
yeah.
is
Well,
really
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Next to like Among Us and all that, which is there's a couple that are going around
There's
right
a lot
now.
of good
But
games right now.
yeah, but there's that one. It's all right. There are things about it because like I don't have quite the I haven't played it personally.
Okay.
But I watch a lot of YouTube and I have a lot of like much as yourself and I have a lot of like I watch Jacksepticeye, I watch Markiplier, like those kind of YouTubers and stuff, and they all kind of at some point they all kind of like that's kind of how I keep up with that sort of thing, like what the bigger games are, like what the newer ones are, because it's all like let's play channels, like it's a different way of like experiencing a game because there's so many other ways, like without actually playing it, like there's so many games and there's so many things that like if you don't have this or like if you don't like you can't experience it properly. So that's why I kind of watch these different people kind of play it and stuff, because it's like how else would I see this and like sort of that thing. But yeah, that is one that has come up, and when I saw it for the first time I was like, it's a little wonky. They're like some of the character models in it are a little like weird, like some of the animations and stuff. But like, it's the first like because what it is you're basically you have your team of like anywhere from like 2 to 4 people and you're like ghost hunters, you're like investigators, and you go and you investigate whatever is going on. You gotta find like 3 or 4 sources, and you gotta like mark those down. But with that, like you have, the chat is all proximity. So like if you're close to somebody and you move far away, it sounds like it. So you have to yell to somebody. So like if you go in the other room and you start talking, you probably wouldn't be able to hear them. Which is to me is genius, and it works super well for that sort of game, because like a lot of the episodes that I've seen of people playing it is like they'll get caught and all of a sudden like they'll just start hearing somebody yell and they won't be able to find it, and then all of a sudden like they'll just like find their body somewhere. But like the person that dies is a ghost, so they turn into a ghost and they can see you but they can't contact with you. So like basically the whole idea of it is to try to figure out like what it is that you're investigating. Is it like a wraith?
Right.
Is it a ghost? Is it an oni? Is it something else like that?
It's different.
And like
Yeah.
so you got your somebody's got the spirit box, somebody's got the like the the
EMF.
The EMF scanner, somebody's got like the book that like if and it's what's cool is like you can
Necrogoblicon, yes.
yeah so like there's this you set it down and like it writes into it sometimes, and it's just like it's procedurally generated. So like if a lot of times like there's things that you go into where it's like there's different like rules or whatever, like oh this particular spirit or whatever like responds when people are in a group, or they responds better when they're, and so like
yes, there are different spirits that do different things.
Yeah,
react to different situations.
Yeah,
yes.
And to me, it's like that is genius. Like the fact that they were able to program that, and
phenomenal.
And they were like, and it all works in the way that like it's all within the chat. Like when you say something out loud, it responds to it. Like when you have the spirit box and when you're listening for words, it's like it does it in the way that you would think that it would if you were somewhere. And like to me, like like I said, like it's still, I feel like it's very like early, kind of, I don't know if it's early access, but it's very like it's in its early stages.
Yeah. But it's still like, okay, so you haven't played it?
I haven't, but
Yeah,
I've seen
neither
a lot of it. Yeah.
Neither have I. And now here's the difference. I've seen a bit of it,
Mm-hmm.
but I have heard a lot of it because I sit in the living room we are in a basement right now. We are underground right now.
Right.
And my roommate is the biggest gamer I've ever met. He plays everything. He plays all the biggest games on PC. And I suggested to him this game off of your recommendation after you told me about it.
Mm-hmm.
And he started playing it with his friends
Oh,
on
man.
that. And so I'm sitting in the living room. I'm hearing, all I'm hearing coming from the game room is there anyone here with us?
Yeah.
Is there anyone here? What is your name?
Yeah.
What is your name? Oh shit, she's right behind me, guys! Run! Like, it's fucking
Yeah.
It is like it's like listening to Grave Encounters but not watching it.
Yeah,
Like, it's like listening. Yeah, dude, it's so goddamn funny. And what's awesome is my roommate, like, he'll be on. He was on he's not on. I try to get him on as many episodes as I can, but he was on the last year's Halloween episode. He's gonna be on the episode you all see after this one or two after you see after this one for sure. I'm fucking terrible with like scheduling this shit, but he will be on one after you see this one, and I will talk about it on that episode because it's the first time he's ever been on video. How him and we really became friends through like you and I became friends through metal. Him and I became friends through paranormal. Like the first time I ever met him, I walked into his house and him and his parents are sitting there watching Destination Truth with Josh Gates.
Yeah, it's great.
One of the best paranormal shows ever made.
Yeah.
Ever made.
And the other show that he does,
Expedition
is really good too.
Unknown
Yeah.
is really good, but it's less paranormal.
It's yeah.
He doesn't really go into paranormal that much on that one.
Yeah.
But in his old show, Destination Truth, he did.
Yeah.
And
I really just like him as a host.
I think
Like,
he's just entertained. He's a really entertaining guy. I like him a lot too.
Yeah.
I agree. So yeah, like that's literally like the first time I ever met my roommate. It was holy shit, you guys are into Bigfoot too, like kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So that was awesome, and we connect on that, and we are paranormal hunting partners. Him and I go every single paranormal trip I take. Him and I go together. So I'm very excited to have him on the next one, talking about our most recent trip. But yeah, man, that game is hilarious to me through my experience, and it sounds like something I really want to play.
Yeah.
Like it does. He goes one time. He comes out. He goes. Man, I don't know about this game. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, because you and I have done this in real life, and it's clear to me that nobody I'm playing with has. He's like, I get how to do this.
Yeah.
And the way we do it in real life actually works in the game.
Yeah.
But if someone isn't experienced in this, then they're just gonna fuck it up for the rest of the team.
That is what is so cool about it, because I like with having an understanding of how to go about it and like what it takes to actually get some kind of a response out of things, like seeing that there's somebody that made a game that is like so close to that experience.
Pretty accurate.
Yeah. And to be able to like, have like everybody kind of split up and have their own roles and stuff, and like your main goal is to find evidence and to leave the house without dying and without like
the ghost will kill you.
Yeah.
So which doesn't happen in real life. I'll say that right now. But like the fact that they actually use like real equipment.
Yeah. And you're looking for 3 pieces of evidence to try to figure out what the spirit is that you're investigating, and then as soon as you find that, you can leave. Like you have like 3 or 4 different like goals that you're supposed to find.
Oh, so you hit goals and you hit them before the ghost kills you.
Yeah. Like somebody they'll take a picture of it, snap a picture of it, and then like what's cool is like after it's all over, like you go back into like this briefing area, and like the pictures that you took are on the wall, but you only have so many pictures. Like you can only take like 5 or 6 pictures.
That's the only. You can only take 5 or 6 pictures. You and one individual can only carry so much equipment. Those are the parts that are unrealistic to me. I'm like, well, that's not.
Yeah.
Like I can have a backpack and have everything.
Right. Yeah.
But and also another like piece of low hanging fruit I feel like they're missing is like put in ghosts that we know.
Yeah.
Put in ghosts put in Slimer.
Yeah.
Put in the ghost from the library and goes the library ghost from Ghostbusters. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Put in these familiar ghosts that we know, but yet have us figure it out before it's revealed, and then it's like, oh shit, that's awesome. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like they put in that one. Like that would be that's low hanging fruit. I feel like they could pick.
Yeah. It seems like to me it's because it's a very early idea.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
feel
Like a lot of stuff with Steam. Yeah.
And like I was actually kind of
Which
thinking
is
about
one of the beautiful parts about it. But yeah, go on.
I was really thinking about trying to figure out if my computer could run it because I really want to try it, and if we could.
Yeah, Josh said it's only like a 12 gig download, and I'm trying to figure out how to put it on because
Yeah.
there's nothing on this laptop but podcast.
But
So I'm trying. I'd like to do it.
You got a decent video card, and you know, like an actual like gaming setup on this laptop, so you might be able to run it a little better than I.
I don't know what any of those things mean, but yeah, hell yeah, awesome.
Yeah, I don't know.
Shows you how little I know about this shit, people. I know Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah.
That's all I fucking know.
Oh.
I'm not a gamer. If I ever said I was a gamer, I'm a fucking poser. Like
Well,
straight up.
PC is a whole other world as
Really?
far as what I know. But
What we got going on here? What time is it?
what I don't know. It's like 1:30.
No, god damn it! Now fuck. I'm not supposed to eat any food after midnight. I do the intermittent fasting. And my
I didn't know you were still doing that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. My eat window is 6 to midnight. But I really want some candy.
I mean, this is the Halloween
It
episode.
is the Halloween.
so-
I'm gonna eat a Kit
Yeah,
Kat. I'm gonna
hey,
eat a
you
Kit
know?
Kat. Fuck it. What's your favorite fucking? Wait, what were you about to say?
No, I was just wondering where we were.
What's your favorite fucking Halloween candy?
Um,
Mine is not Kit Kat. I'll say that right now. It's just what I want. I might just even want one bar.
yeah, I like sour stuff. I like Sour Patch Kids. I like
Really?
yeah, man.
Like gummy?
Yeah,
Gummy stuff? You like Preston.
yeah.
Preston doesn't like chocolate.
Well, I don't not like chocolate, but
Right.
I feel like I have more just like sour stuff than anything. But when I do want chocolate stuff, I like Milky Way, regular Milky Way, but
Really?
the Milky Way Midnights, dude,
Oh, the dark
the
chocolate.
dark chocolate.
Ah!
Yeah, those are superior to the regular Milky Way, but
So,
these are still good. I
Dark
still like
chocolate,
Milky Way.
anything is superior to milk chocolate, anything in my opinion.
That's yeah.
I like dark chocolate.
Yeah,
I like dark chocolate better than milk chocolate all day. All day. If
It
they
depe-
ever made a fucking dark chocolate Butterfingers, I would come in my pants. Like, what the fuck? The fucking when they were doing the Snickers Midnights,
Yeah, dangerous.
because I was working at ACO when we had those.
Yeah, I remember those.
Every break,
Yeah,
Snickers Midnight,
Yep.
and either it's usually what I found pairs best with a Snickers is Mountain Dew. I don't even drink pop or eat candy bars that much anymore because
Yeah.
I try to cut out sugar.
Yeah.
But that was my shit back then. That was my fucking shit back then, dude. A fucking Mountain Dew and a midnight Snickers. Oh, I want it
Funny.
right now.
It's funny because
Oh, it's so good.
when I worked at not Ace, I guess it was Ace when I worked.
No,
It was
it's called ACO.
but
It's always called ACO.
Forever ACO. The same way that
Forever ACO.
the same way that D&W where I live it will be forever Felposh. But that's a whole other story.
Wow.
That's a whole other time. But yeah, for me it was because we always had the Milky Way Midnights and we always had the Mellow Yellow. And to me,
Mellow
yeah, to me, I was always like those two for some reason. I would always, every time, I would always regret it because it was so much sugar at one time, and all of a sudden, I was just on the floor, like just the.
Yeah, I mean, this is a point in time when my diet was candy bars, pop, and fast food.
yeah. Just to put something in me to
I
work
felt
in
like-
only
yeah.
2 hours.
Exactly.
Like-
Exactly. And I felt like I was dying every night, and I couldn't
Yeah.
figure out why.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Because you had a dog shit diet, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like I have a great diet necessarily now. Like sometimes I literally eat like an 8th grader. Or I have SpaghettiOs and a peanut butter and jelly for dinner. But that's also all I'll eat that day.
Yeah.
So
To me, I don't know. Like I'm a little different. Like, cause I don't really like. I feel like I like sweets at a specific time, but I don't like seek it out. And like a lot of times when it's offered, I'm like, yeah, like like
Yeah.
I'll have some, but it won't be like oh god, like like it's. I just have to have like all of this at one time. You know what I mean? Like it's, and I feel like that's kind of changed over the last little while. But yeah, like I usually prefer like sour stuff. I love like Swedish fish, like gummy worms,
I love Swedish fish.
gummy worms.
That was actually my grandfather's, Grandpa Bargerstock's. One of his favorite snacks was Swedish fish. Yeah, I love Swedish fish. Yeah. Preston's more of a gummy sour guy. And don't get me wrong, I love that shit, but I also love chocolate. But over the years, I've started to I can only do 2 sticks of a Kit Kat. Like I can only do like 1 Reese's cup.
Yeah.
Because of the milk chocolate. If it was dark chocolate, it'd be a different story.
Yeah.
But it's too sweet. Mm-hmm. And I'm lactose apparently. So. But honestly, so what's your... Okay, so your stuff is like sour, gummy stuff. My thing, honestly, like my favorite candy is probably... not in this order. Repeat, not in this order. Dark chocolate or milk chocolate. I would say Snickers, Butterfinger, and Carmelo. Do you know what a Carmelo bar is? Let me explain to you what a Carmelo bar is.
I feel like I do.
It's a fucking... Imagine, like, look it up. Look it up and show it to the audience. Carmelo bar. It's milk chocolate and caramel. And it's like little squares, but they're all connected. So it's like a bar. But it's like a pouch of chocolate covered fucking caramel. Show it.
Yeah, I've seen these. It's like caramel marshmallow.
What? Caramel marshmallow?
No.
Not really.
No.
Show it to the audience. Let me see. Show me. That is the packaging. Yes, that is the current. It didn't used to look like that. It actually used to be brown and red back in the day. When I was in karate class, I would get my mom would take me and my sister every day to karate class. We'd stop at 7-Eleven on the way because it was right next door. I would get a cherry and Coke mixed Slurpee with a Carmelo bar. Those paired perfectly. Like, oh, so good.
I can see that.
Fucking good, dude. And and keep in mind, both of my sister and I earned our first degree black belts in Taekwondo.
Damn.
Yeah. Eating Carmelos and Slurpees. So that is a thing that we did. But that Carmelo bar, Snickers, especially if it's a Snickers Midnight, even though they don't make them anymore.
Yeah.
And but I mean Butterfingers. But here's the thing about Butterfingers. They don't make my favorite version. The reason why I bought this, I had a bag of Butterfinger Fun Size in the cart earlier. Ended up going with this Butterfinger Bites because it's closer to my favorite version of Butterfingers ever made, Butterfinger BBs.
Oh man,
the greatest candy ever. Let go of my BBs.
That's
fucking Bart Simpson.
Yeah, I remember that,
dude. The Butterfinger BBs were the greatest fucking candies ever made, and they don't make them anymore.
Yeah,
Butterfinger. Bring back the BBs, motherfuckers! Bring back everybody. Can we get a chant? Bring back the BBs. Bring back the BBs. Come on. Like, come on. Like, what are we doing? It's 2020. Bring back the fucking BBs.
Bring back the BBs.
Please.
Hashtag
it.
Let them know.
We're gonna start that hashtag. Hashtag. I'm tagging Butterfinger in every post I make. Hashtag bring back the BBs.
They're probably sitting there like, we didn't think anybody liked these.
Dude, when's the last time Butterfinger came out with a fucking thing? If they brought back something with nostalgia, they would hit. Dude, dude, god damn it! I wish I had it. God, I wish I knew we were gonna talk about this because I sent you guys the I remember that. The list of stuff that isn't made anymore that all of us kids remember as kids. Dunkaroos. Maybe they still make Dunkaroos. But stuff like that. Yeah. Like, there were... Oh, my God. I can literally see the packaging, but I can't remember the names of some of them.
Do you remember... I think it was like Wonder Ball.
What's in a Wonder Ball?
Yeah, man. Like
are you kidding me?
I remember being so hype about that when
the
that
Wonder
first came
Balls
out.
Were dope,
yeah.
dude.
Like it's a literal ball of milk chocolate, and when you open it up, it's like candy, or
there's
it's
a
like
candy
it's
or a
something
toy or
yeah.
something, dude.
Straight up,
It was
90s.
like a Happy Meal
Yeah, like,
in a candy bar.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what's in a Wonder Ball?
What's like the one thing that like when you were going trick or treating, like that you always hoped that you got a lot of?
Mini Reese's, mini Kit Kat, and mini Snickers were
Okay.
always like my
Yeah.
my favorites for sure.
I always
Or
used to,
king size,
Yeah, there were those few houses
Yeah.
that like you saw that were like
full size or king
Yeah.
size. They'll just launch it.
yeah, yeah. To me, kind of the same. Like it was I like Crunch bars a lot. Those are really good.
Bangers, bro.
Crunch bar.
Crunch bars are my shit.
Yeah, Milky.
That fucking rice crunch. Oh,
Yeah.
kidding me?
Milky Way's always been good to me.
I've never been a big Milky Way guy because I like I like crunch.
Yeah.
I need resistance in my teeth. That's why I like crunchy peanut butter.
It's either- yeah.
Like, I need
I feel like yeah.
that like it's like I've never stopped teething or something. Like I need a crunch.
Yeah,
I
sometimes
need to
yeah.
tear through something.
And it's either like I feel like a lot of people when you ask them that, it's either like Milky Way or Snickers, because they're kind of like without the peanuts.
It's the same thing. It's
yeah.
it's got the nougat, the caramel, the chocolate. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I've always I always would pay attention to the houses that like gave out like the full size candy bars
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
like
Yep. Yep. You
I
learn the route.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there ever, and I guess to kind of like follow up, like, was there ever ones that like when you got them, it was like, like, or did you ever like a couple of days after Halloween, like when you're sitting there going through your candy or whatever, like, you'd be like, you'd see something that like your sister had maybe, and you were like, oh, like, would you trade me? Like, did you ever like trade candy? That was always my favorite thing, man.
Oh yeah. Like they never liked. You know what they didn't? My sisters never liked was $100 grand, and I like the 100 grand because they got a real good crunch.
Yeah.
And the caramel. Like so.
It's like Crunch Bar on speed.
Yeah. Yeah. I always trade them for the 100 grands.
Yeah.
I always try to trade them for the Reese's and Kit Kats.
I always try to get rid of like Almond Joy, which or like,
I actually like Almond Joy. I don't like the other one without the peanuts. I like the one with the peanuts.
What's the coconut
Almond
one?
Joy and Mounds and Almond Joy.
Yeah.
Mounds Bar and Almond Joy.
What's the coconut one though?
The coconut one is Almond Joy. It's got the almonds, the chocolate, and the coconut.
Is it?
I believe so. I could be wrong. But I believe the Almond Joy is got the peanuts.
Yeah.
Because I think the Mounds... Yeah, I think the Mounds is just like coconut and chocolate or something.
Yeah.
But I like the coconut. I really enjoy coconut, actually.
To me,
and chocolate.
It's yeah, coconut with chocolate is really good.
Yeah.
I always it's like to me it's like a texture thing.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan
But
of
I like
coconut.
I like weird textures.
See, I'm not the biggest fan of coconut by itself, but when it's mixed with stuff or like just like the taste of like I like drinks that are like mixed drinks, like coconut flavored stuff. Like
Oh yeah.
But as far as like the actual taste of it, like that weird kind of like consistency to it, I don't know. Like I'm not the biggest fan of like straight up coconut.
I like it like when it's like sharded, like shredded cheese almost.
Yeah.
Because that's how it is in the candy bar.
Yeah.
It's almost like shredded.
Yeah. Sharded.
Sharded. Did I say that?
Yeah. I was gonna let it go.
Sharded myself.
But no, yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
But that, yeah, I actually, and that's funny because most people don't like. What I found is most people don't like the coconut, and I actually do.
I always, yeah, like as far as like trading stuff, man, like that was always like one of my favorite parts. Is like it was almost like a second part of it. Is it was like, oh, like I like this, like I got this for that. Like it's like it's like, oh, like I got like 2 Skittles, give me that like Sour Patch or like, you know what I mean? Like
Skittles, dude.
Yeah, that's the other one.
Oh, Skittles are bang. You know what? Another one of my favorites is fucking. I got it in here too.
There's so many different varieties of Skittles too. Like
as an adult, like this wasn't one of my favorites as a kid, but as an adult, peanut butter M&Ms or peanut M&Ms.
Yeah.
Peanut M&Ms I'm addicted. I can't even look at that right now. Like I can't.
Yeah.
I have to control myself. Twix is another great one.
Yeah, that's kind of underrated. I feel like.
I agree.
Yeah. Have you tried the peanut butter M&Ms yet?
When was there's just
made-
actual peanut butter in
Yeah.
there? Yeah, not nearly as good as peanut
I always like because
Weak.
like to me it always
tastes like processed peanut butter.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste like good peanut butter.
Yeah.
Like I've had good peanut butter. And that just tastes like processed
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
It's got too many preservatives in it.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I really haven't liked many of the offshoot. The pretzel ones were okay.
Oh,
because
yeah.
chocolate covered pretzels are amazing.
Yeah.
But chocolate covered peanuts are amazing. But M&M peanuts are even better than chocolate covered peanuts.
Yeah.
So
Just to me, they always taste like peanut butter anyway. So
yeah,
it's
kind of.
like, you know,
yeah.
God, there was one other. Oh yeah, when I think of like chocolate that I like I don't know if this is the right term, but like I prefer I kind of like refer to it as like top shelf chocolate. Like to me, it's like the Dove bars and like the other like,
Ghirardelli.
yeah, man, like those like the truffles.
Yup.
Man.
Yup.
I'll fuck up some chocolate.
Fuck,
some,
dude.
especially the ones with like the milk chocolate or the dark chocolate with the caramel in them.
Oh, and the little peanut,
Yeah.
peanut shavings on top.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. No,
Fuck your face.
Fuck yeah. Fuck your face, dude. And fucking, dude. It's a fucking dude. They got some shit out now. It's like this fucking like. The package says like bark.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a flat piece of dark chocolate, and it's got like sea salt on it.
Oh, yeah,
and
I've seen
pretzels
that.
in it
Yeah.
or caramel and
Yeah.
stuff.
To me, what's yeah, dangerous.
Dangerous.
What
Like,
I've-
tempt me with an Armando's time. Like,
What I've always liked is, and this is just me for anything, but like I always like mint chocolate.
I love
and
mint
that's
chocolate.
and that's why I like mint chocolate
love
chip is some of my favorite ice
I love
cream.
mint chocolate chip.
Yeah.
Yep. I can't have a lot of ice cream because it fucks my stomach up.
Yeah.
It's got too much milk in it.
Pretty heavy.
Ice,
You ever-
ice cream in general.
You ever try like frozen yogurt stuff or like because
Yeah.
To
Yeah,
me-
and I do like that.
yeah.
Yeah, I dig that. Yeah, it's
a little
not bad
different.
at all. Yeah, it's not bad at all. Frozen yogurt, custard,
Yeah.
it's pretty good. You know what I mean? It's all good. But I love. Don't get me wrong. I love ice cream. I just can't eat a lot of it.
Yeah.
I could only have like a couple spoons.
Yeah.
Before it really starts to mess my stomach up,
Yeah,
which
it's-
bums me the fuck out, man.
Yeah.
Because I love ice cream. Cold Stone Creamery has this new fucking ice cream out right now. That's like it's called, the ice cream itself is black for Halloween,
Oh, nice.
and it's called Boo Cake, and it's got Kit Kats, M&Ms, and a Reese's in it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Trifecta.
The trifecta, dude. And Josh got some. You can get it delivered. If you live in an area with Cold Stone Creamery, you can get it delivered right now.
Damn.
Josh got a pint delivered one night, and I had a bite, just a bite, because I didn't want it to mess me up. And it was so fucking good, dude. Oh, it was so good. I can't have a lot. Like there are certain things.
Yeah.
There are certain things. I do the fasting. I'm lactose. Apparently, I've never been diagnosed that, but I figured it out.
You kind of know.
I literally, if I have a sip of milk, I'm done.
Yeah.
I cannot have any milk. Oops, sorry. I can have a little bit of cheese. I can have a little bit of fucking ice cream. Eggs are touchy. I got to figure out how to cook eggs to where I'm okay with them still.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'm good with them, sometimes I'm not. So I got to figure that out. But I love egg. These are all foods that I fucking love, dude. Like, love. But I got to be careful with.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be on the fucking shitter just
Yeah.
screaming my guts out. So,
Yeah.
you know. But,
Between that and like, I don't know, because I like, yeah, ice cream does that to me. Maybe not to that extreme, but definitely.
I'm like Randy in South Park.
Yeah. But I just like, I don't know, like I guess because like when I was a little bit younger, I used to like get into sweets and stuff all the time. But
Oh
now-
no! When I was this only came up as I was an adult.
Yeah.
Like when I was a kid, it was all for nothing or one for all.
Yeah.
One for all or all for nothing. Like,
Yeah. I always liked like cookie dough ice cream. And,
oh my god!
cookie dough, it's like to me it's like milk chocolate or not I'm sorry, mint chocolate chip, followed by cookie dough, followed by moose tracks, followed by just straight up chocolate
And
ice
Moose
cream.
Track, I don't even know if people outside of Michigan. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought Michigan was I thought Moose Tracks was a Michigan
Well,
thing. I
it's
could be wrong.
maybe. I feel like you're probably right. I know. There's like
I feel like
variations of it.
different states. And
Yeah.
I mean, and I will say this, we've had and this was a joke that I started a long time ago, over 2 years ago on this podcast, of my rivalry with Wisconsin. But since we have had amazing bands on here from Wisconsin, and there was one time where I took a trip to Wisconsin and we stopped at this a corner ice cream shop on middle of nowhere in Wisconsin, like
Yeah.
just the little nothing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got a small cone, simple scoop of vanilla ice cream. Best fucking vanilla ice cream I've ever tasted in my goddamn life to this day.
Oh yeah.
Straight up, like Wisconsin
Well, that's
knows how to do their dairy
yeah.
and
Well,
their fucking
It's like cheese, right? There's
yeah. They're the
dairy,
cheese, they're
so-
cheese heads. Fucking yeah, they fucking got that shit down, dude. They got that shit down. Like it was incredible, unbelievable. Like I still remember that to this day. But and that was many years ago. Probably around 15 years ago at this point. Honestly,
Damn.
that's fucked up.
The fact
Now
that you
I
remember
think
that.
about that.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. Oh, dude, I will never forget that cone of ice cream. And I will never know where we got it, where it was. I'll never know the shop's name probably, unless maybe if I asked my parents, they'd remember. But yeah, that's gone. But it was fucking incredible. I remember because we went across Lake Michigan. We took a boat to Wisconsin on the SS Badger. And it was a great time, man. I really recommend that to anybody that lives here. That's a really fun trip. You drive your car right up onto the boat, and and you get up. You can stand up on the deck. They got a little movie theater going. They got a game room. They got a cafeteria. It's pretty like bare bones. It's not fancy at all. It's like, everything's like metal. You know what I mean? It's not like it's not like nice.
Yeah.
But it's dope. It's a really good time. But yeah, man. Halloween candy. That's where we were.
Yeah.
Halloween candy. That's where we were. Butterfinger BBs, man. Hashtag Butterfinger BBs.
Bring back the
everyone.
BBs.
Bring back the hashtag bring back the BBs. Everyone, please hashtag that. But real quick, you want to take a quick break? I just want to make sure that the computer memory is good.
Yeah.
And we'll take a quick break, come right back, and talk about Missing 411. All right, everybody? Here we go. All right, back from the small break right there. Sorry, everybody. I just wanted to make sure I had enough room left on the fucking computer. This is behind the scenes you're seeing right now. But you know what? What are we? We're like an hour into this shit. All right. Guess what? Time to go deep into the murky waters. Here we go.
shit.
Here we go, people. Because we're getting into a topic now that many of you may have not heard about yet. That is one of my favorite paranormal topics. So did I slip you an edible tonight?
No.
God damn it. I meant to fucking spike him with an edible tonight.
Well, I don't feel like I would have been as on point with it as I was. So
You were brilliant tonight, brother. You have been
Thanks,
brilliant
man.
tonight.
we're a team, bro.
Oh man. We are a great team. Lost in the dark.
By the way, Ozzy, like,
Ozzy and now AC fucking DC.
yeah, come on.
Dark. Lost in the dark. Come on. Come on. We're gonna have to do spoof covers of both of those songs.
Oh, yeah.
You know that, right?
Yeah.
Like we're gonna have to just so lost in the dark. One step away from you. All right. We hopefully we don't get pulled up fucking copyrighted. We got copyrighted The only time, if what I found is the only time we get copyrighted is if we show something like in the first few minutes.
That's yeah.
As long as we give it like 20 minutes of talking first, I don't think it fucks around that much.
Yeah.
That's what
Not
I've
sure.
noticed.
That's
I don't
what
know.
I've heard. Yeah.
But I also don't fucking care because we don't know how to make money off this shit, and that's the only penalties. You can't monetize this video. Well, guess what? It only gets a few views
don't
anyway,
want-
so fuck off. But I want it to get more. That's for sure.
Yeah. Until it does. Yeah.
But all right, I want to get into this. This is something. This is a paranormal topic. This is what I want to end on. That I don't feel like a lot of people know about. Now, we've talked a lot on this podcast about the Dogman. I almost wish that I was talking right now more about the Dogman, but there really hasn't been that many new... I should do just a whole episode on the history and lore of the Dogman, but there hasn't been, like, new stuff lately.
Yeah.
So and you brought this up to me recently, like a while ago.
Yeah.
Like you I told you about this a long time ago, but then you kind of rediscovered it. And so and I think it's a fascinating enough topic to go into. So
Yeah, it was, and honestly, like I wasn't even like I caught the last half of it because
yeah, you like walked in on your parents watching something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, and they were like, they wanted to show me like something specific or whatever, because like I think they kind of know that like I'm sort of open to that kind of stuff, and like just like anytime I see something new about it, it's like I don't know, it's just kind of cool. But
Yeah.
like just some of the stuff that they covered in that was pretty intense, like stuff I hadn't really seen before.
And we will mention the name of that film.
Oh
in a
yeah,
minute,
yeah.
but,
It was definitely based on a what I didn't know of, like apparently it's like a series, like it's
2 films,
okay.
but there are like 7 books.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was like a book series or
Yeah.
anything like that.
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
So what we're talking about right now is something called the Anyway,
What?
sorry. I
What?
just noticed like there's a lot more wall behind me than you. We're like not really centered. I don't know how to. Yeah. And that. Oh, all right. That actually works pretty well. There you go. There you go.
No.
You're behind the scenes right now, people.
There, that looks a little better.
That was a little better. There we go.
I see.
All
Yeah,
right.
I saw what you're saying.
I was like, there's a lot of wall over here.
Yeah. Empty space.
What we're talking about right now, if you've ever heard of it, if you haven't, it's called the Missing 411 cases. All right, and the investigator behind this is a man named David Paulides. Okay, Paulides is how you spell his last name. If you want to end up looking this up after we're done talking about it. Sorry. Going deep into the fucking murky waters on Halloween.
Hey.
Cheers.
Hey.
Cheers me with the. Yeah, there we go. There we go. All right. We got to make sure we're right in the headspace for this shit, people. Noise. Motherfuck, fuck. All right.
Mr.
Smoking weed.
Mr. Sasquatchman would be
Doing coke, drinking rum. Rum.
and also beer.
And also beer. Drinking beers. All right. So, David Paulides is the guy that cracked the case. I'm sure that's how he wants the introduction to be done.
Right?
Sorry.
Hey.
I really love this guy.
No,
Like,
yeah, it is honestly
We're
like
just having fun. It's Halloween.
yeah.
Like, we're having fun.
At least it will be when you watch this.
Yeah. It's like Monday.
It's a random Monday before Halloween, but on a Monday like it's Friday. I've been saying that recently because most of my days off have been like Monday, like
Right?
Mondays where so I'm like on a Sunday like it's Friday, like
On a Sunday like it's Friday.
yeah.
Goddamn right. So David Paulides. All right. So I'm gonna read some stuff off the Wikipedia just to give like a background, just to give you guys a playing field of what's going on here. All right, because I feel like that's the best way to kind of like maybe intro this.
Yeah.
To give you guys like a playing field on this. David Paulides is a former police detective who is now an investigator and writer known primarily for his self-published books, one dedicated to proving the reality of Bigfoot and his Missing 411 series of books, in which he documents the disappearance of people in national parks and elsewhere. Paulides attributes mysterious, unspecified causes to these disappearances, while data analysis suggests that these disappearances are not statistically mysterious or unexpected. Now, after leaving the police force, Paulides wrote books on the topic of Bigfoot, as well as the disappearances of people in national parks and elsewhere. I already said that. Okay. Hang on. There we go. Following his work on Bigfoot, Paulides' next project was Missing 411, a series of self-published books and 2 documentary films available on Amazon Prime. Documenting unsolved cases of people who have gone missing in the national parks and elsewhere. I believe on Amazon Prime, the titles of the film are Missing 411 and Missing 411 The Hunted.
Yeah.
And I think The Hunted is the one you've seen.
Whatever the most recent one is.
That's the most recent one, yeah.
That sounds about right.
According to Paulides, his works on the subject began when he was doing research in national park, and he was doing research in a national park, and an off-duty park ranger found him and expressed his concern about the questionable nature of some missing person cases which occurred in the parks. The ranger knew Paulides' background and asked him to research the issues. Paulides obliged, and asserts that he uncovered multiple lines of evidence suggesting negligence on the part of the Park Service in failing to locate the missing people. He broadened his investigation to include missing people from across the world, and this led to his belief that he has uncovered a mysterious series of worldwide disappearances which defied logical and conventional explanation. As of 2019, Paulides has written 9 books on the topic, according to a sobering coincidence, which is, it just says, according to a sobering coincidence, he does not yet have a theory on what is causing the disappearances, although he indicates that the field of suspects is narrowing. Paulides advises his readers to go outside of their normal comfort zone to determine who or what is the culprit. The interest in the book series prompted the creation of a documentary film based on the Missing 411 books. The film was released in 2017, again on Amazon Prime. And now, the last thing I want to read here is the other side of this. I haven't given you Paulides' side of the story enough, I feel. But here's something else. Kyle Polich, Polich, Kyle Polich, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong. Dog shit with names. A data scientist and the host of Data Skeptic podcast documented his analysis of Paulides' claims in the article Missing 411 and presented his analysis to a skeptic camp held in 2017 by the Monterey County Skeptics. He concluded that the allegedly unusual disappearances represented nothing unusual at all, and are instead best explained by non-mysterious causes, such as falling or sudden health crises leading to a lone person becoming immobilized off trail, drowning, bear or other animal attack, environmental exposure, or even deliberate disappearance. After analyzing the missing person data, Polich concluded that these cases are not outside the frequency that one could expect, or that there is anything unexplainable that I was able to identify. This presentation was discussed in a February 2017 article of Skeptic Inquirer, a publication of the CSI. In the article, Suzanne Gerbic reported, Paulides gave no reason for these disappearances. Yeah, we said that earlier. He admits multiple times publicly that he does not have an explanation for this shit.
Yeah.
Gives no reason for these disappearances, finds odd correlations for them, For example, 2 women missing different years, both had names starting with an A, with 3 letters, Amy and Anne. Pollitt concluded in his analysis, quote, end quote on the Anne, quote, now, I've exhausted my exploration for anything genuinely unusual. After careful review, to me, not a single case stands out, nor does the frequencies involved seem outside of expectation. Okay. So I just kind of gave you a lot more of the other side of the argument of this stuff. Where I want to come in is Politis' side, because for what I just read of these people, I would really need to read more of their reports to believe the skeptics.
Yeah.
Because I have read, like, I don't maybe, I don't know, maybe they have some more information or something than I do. Maybe they're privy to more aspects of the more case points or something.
Yeah.
That I am not. However, if what they were looking at were Politis's research, I don't know how they came to those conclusions.
Yeah.
Because what? Okay.
Well, I guess, to me, or at least what I saw of, because I guess to preface this, I saw the the hunted one, but I saw only a little bit of it. But it was enough for me to understand kind of what it was about, and just the whole because in the first one was really I guess the first one that I saw was really the one about the woman that was up in the trees. She was up in the deer blind.
Oh, that was actually kind of late in it. So yeah, okay.
Yeah, she was up in the deer blind and started seeing this thing in the tree. And it was like a weird I don't even know how to describe it.
It was the way she described it in the movie was like a blob.
Yeah.
But the way she was seeing it was like how you see Predator in the movie when he's camouflaged, when he's invisible.
Yeah, yeah.
But it didn't have a humanoid shape. It was like a blob, but it looked like that moving through the trees.
Yeah. And the other thing that was kind of crazy about that story is the fact that there was that thing. She was something about a bright light in a field, in a football field or something, and the fact that they saw it at around the same time when she was experiencing this stuff. It was just, there was that, and then there was the other one where the dude was in the woods and he was just hearing these crazy howling sounds.
Yeah.
That he couldn't really understand, and it sounded like people, but it also sounded really close. And the whole footage of what's happening is just it's kind of it's like a snapshot of the trees or where he's at, but it's also what's happening around him and stuff.
Yeah.
So to me those are they're very different stories. But they're all, I don't know, there's something about the fact that they all kind of happened where they did, and the fact that I don't know, to be honest, I don't have too great of a scale of where what connects these all as far as the movie goes, but I will say that there's definitely things in there that are pretty definitely raise a bit of red flags and stuff to me. It's just really interesting, just stories I hadn't heard before.
Well, what it is this guy ended up he was approached by David Politis was approached by a park ranger.
Yeah.
Who, like I said earlier, expressed concern about the way missing person cases were handled in the particular national park.
Yeah.
And at first, Politis was like, "Yeah, whatever. Okay, maybe I'll look into it."
Yeah.
So he ends up looking into it. And he ends up discovering a pattern. He ends up discovering multiple patterns to the point where he can actually assemble a profile for very specific missing person cases. where they all share similar profiles. Not all of them share every characteristic, but there is a profile list, okay, in the profile list is what makes it so crazy. Part of I don't remember the whole thing, but part of it is the cases he investigates are like situations where if you and I went camping and you were like, fuck, I can't. Hey, I'm gonna go around okay. Here's our tent. Here's a bush right there next to each other. Hey, I'm gonna go take a piss real quick. Okay, and then the other one of us tries to run around the bush and scare us while we're taking a piss. Literally within 120 seconds later, and you're just gone.
Yeah.
And there's no trace of you. And a lot of these cases are of very young children or the elderly or people with some sort of mental impairment of some kind. That is another common factor in a lot of these cases. So they disappear almost in front of your eyes, so quickly. There's no trace of you at all. Bloodhounds, dogs, cannot. They never pick up a scent. These are all parts of the profile, and sometimes, clothing is found far away that the person was wearing, but oftentimes it's neatly folded.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
And in the cases where the person is found, they are often found deceased and miles away. And we're talking about sometimes a 7-year-old in some of these cases that in between where they were last seen and where they were found is a mountain range and things like virtually impossible terrain for them to cross.
Yeah.
But yet that's where they're found.
Yeah. I think about that from time to time as far as just, how many times you go out in the woods and you're I'm just doing this and you how often is it that you just hear stories about people just not returning from that? There's just, you know what I mean?
Another part, and a big part of this too is these are all a lot of cases in the woods and in national parks.
Yeah.
Outside, he's never. I think he started recently. I believe he started recently to look closer into cases in cities and stuff like that.
Yeah.
To see if any of them could share a similar profile, but these are mostly but I believe Yosemite. I think Yosemite National Park has the highest number of cases like this. And so for someone from a skeptic publication, I feel like this is the same kind of person that, okay, let's look at this. Earlier this year, the United States government admitted to the existence of unidentified flying objects or unidentified aerial phenomena.
Yeah.
Right? They admitted there are things penetrating our airspace that we cannot explain.
Right.
That's UFOs are real.
That's
what, according to the United States government. So I'd like to know what they have to say about UFOs now. That same skeptic publication. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like these are the same people that, despite the fact, look, I can't say I've ever seen a ghost.
Yeah.
But I've seen enough, and I know how many reports there are through history.
Yeah.
To where I'm willing to still investigate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Yeah. I don't believe, but I want to believe. So I'm still willing to go down these rabbit holes and have these adventures because I do think there is something on, like, someone who sits there and goes, no, I don't believe in ghosts, I can explain away every single occurrence ever. No, you fucking can't, because there's billions of occurrences.
Yeah, it's just certain things that you just can't.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
There's no way to actually explain it for what it is and stuff, other than just like some kind of occurrence or some, like, I don't know, real specific case, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, you can, like, go all day. You can, this footage is obviously fake. The Patterson Gimlage footage is bullshit. You can fucking point to any one thing and pick it apart, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, good luck. But have fun picking apart every report ever through history.
Yeah. Eventually.
Of UFOs, ghosts,
eventually
cryptids.
There's gonna be something that sticks. There's gonna be something that, like,
is unexplainable.
At least I feel. So, yeah, I don't know, like that movie, just kind of seeing it, or at least what I saw of it. I guess I probably should have watched all of it, like, before this, and, like,
go back and watch all
I really should, because, like, it's, I don't know, that's something that always kind of interests me, is, like, people that have seen these things and kind of are able to, like, like, have had this actual footage of it and stuff, and really are able to be like this is what I saw, and here's what it is, and here's the proof of it and stuff, rather than just, like, I think this might be happening, I don't really have any proof of it, like, this is just my theory of it. Like, this, it's when it's the line between, like, actual fact and just kind of making stuff up happens. So I don't know, like, it was really just, and, like, I guess mostly just kind of talking about, like, the movie, like, the documentary and stuff, like, just the way it was presented as far as being, like, this just, like, almost like storytelling side of it, but also, like, because I think one of the sections I was talking about was the last part of the movie, and what they kind of, like, sort of touch on is, like, the fact that it's so open still, and the fact that, like, there's so much of it that is still really, uninvestigated, and it's, like, there's a lot of mystery to it still. So yeah, I don't know. It was cool.
Another part of the fucking, like you were just kind of saying, another part of the profile is, like, there will be this massive search party for, like, a day or two, and then, like, almost every time weather will intervene in some way that will prevent them to continue to search, and then they'll search for, like, another week or so, and then it'll just fall off and nobody will talk about it again, and that'll be that until something is found, or sometimes something is never found. And every single case where someone is actually found alive, they are an individual that is not able to, for whatever reason, not able to communicate anything that happened to them.
Yeah.
So there are just these these profile points are fucking insane. And
that's what stuck out to me so much about this documentary, is the fact that there were so many different viewpoints of kind of a similar idea. You know what I mean? Like a similar, like, viewpoint of it, I guess. Like, they all kind of had, like, they all just started off as, like, normal, and then they all ended up in these positions where it was like, what am I seeing?
Yeah.
And what am I actually looking at? And that to me is the most genuine reaction to it, as opposed to, like, oh, well, like, we're looking for this. Like, it's the stories of people that aren't looking for it, that just find it, that fascinates me the most, because it's like they're not even aware that it's possible to find this stuff. Like, and oftentimes I kind of, like, I kind of think of, if I were to be somewhere, like, and I start to kind of piece things together, like, you ever just kind of, like, I mean, I'm sure you have, as far as, like, doing ghost hunts and stuff, like, you start kind of piecing stuff together. You start, like what is, like, was that like that, like, like, I don't know, just trying to justify it, trying to make sense of it. which was cool as far as that, like the missing or the hunted or whatever it was called.
Missing from unhunted. Yeah.
Because that was the cool viewpoint of it was, that it was like just these people that found themselves in this situation and that just, just had, it was like, I don't know what to do with this. Like, I like, if I show this to somebody, then they'll think I'm crazy. Like, they won't believe.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things I remember about the last one where I saw about the dude hearing the voices and like the howling in the woods. Like,
Yeah.
he was like, the reason I kept it so under wraps is because I didn't feel like anybody would believe me because of all the stuff. And like, at this point, there's enough footage of people in the woods and hearing yelling and screaming and stuff that like it's like, kind of explainable, but also kind of like it's no less creepy.
Right.
And to me, like that was kind of one of the first ones that I'd seen where it was like, holy shit,
Yeah.
like what is that? Because it sounds like a person, but it also kind of doesn't. It sounds like it could be an animal, but it also doesn't, just because of the sounds that's happening. And like, so like, I don't know. It's really interesting how they all kind of put it together and so.
Yeah. Absolutely. A fucking shit. God damn it. Something you just said was gonna lead me to another part of the profile. Fuck. God damn it. I can't remember. But in any case,
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody should definitely like I honestly I didn't I hope I piqued your interest enough to dive into it further because
Yeah.
I definitely didn't do it justice
Yeah.
because it really is a fascinating and that's what I was gonna say. A big thing is, and keep in mind, I've heard this guy on hours and hours and hours of Coast to Coast AM and stuff like that. And yeah, he has never ever once said what he thinks. He literally just goes, I don't fucking know what is causing these strange case experiences.
Yeah.
And for someone to fucking, because he's got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cases, all right? So for someone to sit down and be like, yeah, I can explain away every single one of these fucking cases with this and that. No, you fucking can't. Like, no, you fucking can't.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. You okay. How the fuck do you explain to me a fucking 7-year-old crossing 14 miles of mountain range that the most experienced climbers in the world wouldn't even try?
Yeah.
And they end up on the other side of that shit. Please tell me how that's just totally explainable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and they're found seasons later. You know what I mean? Like years later sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Yeah. Explain that one.
Yeah.
Bruh. Like, I don't, like, it really, and it's even weirder than that. Like, there are aspects of even cases exactly like the one I just said, referenced, and that, that was an umbrella situation. There are many cases like that. So, and there are a lot more crazy elements in all of those cases than just that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, trust me. Look into David Paulides. Look into the missing 411 situation. It really is a fascinating topic that,
For sure.
and I don't think it's aliens. I don't think aliens can explain it. I don't think anything paranormal can explain it. I don't think Bigfoot or anything like that. Because like dogs can't even pick up the scent of the people. It's like there is no trail.
Right.
They went nowhere. The dogs get to the point where they disappeared, and then nothing.
And that's it. Yeah.
I don't know if you know anything about the accuracy of trained dogs sniffing shit out, but it's to this day the most accurate technology we have on the planet for that.
Yeah.
Like, we've never created technology better than that.
Yeah. That is the fact that we still use that to find things, and like that's part of the investigation is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It shows you how accurate it really is. Like, it shows you how like, you know, how easy it is to pinpoint that, I guess.
Yes. And if they can't fucking pick up the scent,
Yeah.
there's something going
That's-
on here.
yeah.
Like there's something like there's there's a lot of insane aspects to these cases. It's a fascinating topic that is fair. I feel like it's fairly unknown in this community. So in like the paranormal community or whatever. Maybe it's getting more known nowadays because I see it pop up a little bit more in places. But I've been following this story. God, for the better half of this decade at this point, for quite a long time now, since like the first two books were out or so, you know, I've been following it for a really long time, and he's been expanding and doing different things. His main focus is still national parks. The Manistee National Forest here in Michigan is a hotspot for these disappearances. But Yosemite National Park, I believe, is the biggest hotspot he's ever found.
No.
But it takes place everywhere. It is not. It takes place, I believe, in every state, and he started to look at other countries as well. It really is a fascinating topic that if you're into the paranormal, if you're into this kind of like weird, spooky shit, I highly recommend looking into it because it is. Because
something to it for sure.
I feel like there's really something to it, and I am real deep in the paranormal. I'm talking about ghosts, Bigfoot, Dogman, Loch Ness Monster, UFOs. I'm talking about it all, and I feel like there's some things I've heard and seen where I'm on video or whatever where I'm like, holy shit, that god damn, if they didn't fake that. That's some crazy shit.
Yeah.
And I've heard some firsthand encounters that I'm fuck. If you're not lying, goddamn,
that's crazy.
You know what I mean? That's insane. And but at the same time, I've also heard firsthand encounters and seen videos where I'm like, okay, well, that's fucking bullshit.
That's,
you know what I mean? Like, that's all right. Come on, calm down, people. So. But when it comes to this stuff, I feel like I've run the gambit. I've kind of heard it all. You want to tell me a fucking Bigfoot is an interdimensional creature, or fucking fairies. I don't even know. Just fairies exist. Maybe they do. I don't know. And I don't know. You know what I mean? Like fucking Megalodon. You know what I mean? Like Loch Ness Monster. The Gambit. The Gambit. I know every name. Bigfoot can also be referred to as Sasquatch, Sam Squanch, Swamp Ape, Yeti, Yeren. You know what I mean? Dogman can be referred to as the Lukaroo. You know what I'm saying? Like I know this fucking shit. Like it's I know the references. I know I'm pretty well versed in this category. So I'm pretty well exposed to all different aspects of it. More ethereal and more real world.
Yeah.
Both ends of the spectrum. I still can't do myself. Even thinking of the wildest thing I can think of, I still don't have an explanation for these disappearances.
It's pretty wild.
Like even using my imagination.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like just getting crazy with it.
There's certain
I'm
things. There's certain things that when you hear it, it's like.
There's certain parts about certain cases that I'm like, well, no, that doesn't work for that.
That's
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like.
There is a point where like, and like I kind of approach it the same way as well. Like whenever I hear something that's like super like unbelievable, but it's also like somebody else's story, like it could have possibly happened to him, or it did happen to him. It's like I kind of weigh it in that, because like you have to kind of have like a realist sort of, and like as far as like looking at it in a way that, and to try to like understand it.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's certain things that I look for when that comes up. That's like, oh well, that's that. But then there's things that like when they happen, and you can't explain it, and it's just there. And it's like, okay, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like it's like, all right, like I don't know, it kind of like stops you a little bit. So and that was more one of the reasons why I wanted to bring this up, is because there was just certain points in it where it was like, I don't know how to really explain any of this. Like, I don't know what to do with this. Like,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. You don't really.
really
You don't
interesting.
really know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. That's a great way to put that. It is crazy, and even someone who is balls deep in conspiracies and all that shit, I still don't know what to do with it.
no.
And no, not to say I'm not. I know when I say balls deep in conspiracies, I mean like I know what a lot of conspiracy theories are. It doesn't mean I fucking put any stock into them.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just kind of fun to like take an idea and just like stretch it to.
Yeah. Well, that's just brain exercise.
Yeah.
That's all that is. But yeah, so everybody, I want you to check out Missing 411, David Politis. It really is a fascinating topic. Check it out.
Yeah.
Look up his stuff with Coast to Coast AM. If you've never heard of Coast to Coast AM and you're into the subject of paranormal, you're missing out, because it is the longest running AM radio talk show in history, and it is all paranormal, UFOs, all this topic, all the stuff we're talking about tonight. And it really is a wonderful show.
Yeah.
So
got me kind of open to a lot of it. Like,
me too.
As far as like just
Honestly,
hearing,
once I found it.
Yeah, hearing stories and just different, because like there's segments of that show that's so iconic now.
Yeah.
There's just things that you've heard that's like, I can't believe that's from that show.
Yeah,
like, that's
you
from,
might not
like,
even know. Like, if you've ever seen like on YouTube, like a top 10 like most terrifying this or that, where it's someone calling into a radio show panicking because they're an employee at Area 51 and people are coming after them.
Yeah.
And it's like, tonight on Coast to Coast AM, this is Art Bell. That is a terrible impression. This is Art Bell. Nope, I can't even do it. I'm trying too hard.
Yeah.
I gotta just not think about it. I can't do it. But Art Bell was one of the greatest. And actually, fun fact, Preston and I actually did a podcast the same night he passed away. And we did a segment. I don't remember what it was. What episode it was.
Oh, yeah.
But we did a segment on that.
I do
on
remember
him.
that. Yeah.
Because he was a giant influence on me, and he was one of the greatest broadcasters. Oh my God.
Yeah.
He gave birth to the longest running AM talk show in history.
Yeah.
And it's about these topics. You know what I'm saying? So, you fucking can't tell me this isn't one of the most interested and sought after and interesting topics. This is, I want to believe, this is human beings. The reason why this stuff is so fucking popular is because human beings have a genuine curiosity. We have a genuine quest within ourselves to try to figure out what we don't know. We want to learn more about what we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like we want to know more about these. There's so, like, in this age of fucking technology where everything's everything, there are still these mysteries.
No.
You know what I'm saying? There's still these mysteries and we still long for these answers.
Mm.
And I think that's a beautiful thing. I really do. That's one of my favorite things about being alive. I guess.
Yeah.
Like, that's such a big statement, but it really is. Like that we, as a race, we come together on stuff like this.
A lot of times,
as a human race.
Yeah. A lot of times, I don't know. It kind of like, with that radio show and with just kind of like just a lot of the stuff, like it kind of helps to. I don't know, like it's the big mystery impending question, like, and I feel it's the same reason that, like, society is so death obsessed. It's because I mean, I guess it's kind of a different topic really, but like we're so conditioned to trying to understand what happens after death.
Yeah.
And the honest answer is nobody fucking knows.
Nobody fucking knows.
But the fact that we're kind of there are things that have happened and there are things that come up that you just can't explain that kind of like twist your head, and it's like, well, like maybe this happens or maybe this, like, but ultimately it's that theory of like, who fucking knows? Like, it's all just a big mystery.
And honestly, like, that's kind of the thing. God damn it, fuck.
We're kind of hitting on a lot of things.
No. There was a real specific spot I was about to go. Like, God damn it. And you even hit on it. Shit, I'm going to remember as soon as we close this out. I'm going to be so mad at myself. Because it was good.
He's talking about, like, death obsessed and
death obsessed.
Trying to.
Sorry, that's ghetto decapitation.
Yeah. Well, hey, Death Atlas,
Yo, yeah.
Same idea. But yeah, I don't know.
I think I don't know. Yeah, I just really think it's
It's interesting that there's so much, even still, there's so much new stuff coming out about it.
Yeah, it's
and
this
it's
longing.
It's a continuous.
It's a longing for the unknown. There are still mysteries.
Yeah.
And we still try to seek out answers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's that everlong pursuit of these answers that I think will one day get us answers, and B, it kind of keeps us going forward, because even if we look, man, like do I believe that ghosts are real? Yes. Do I think that they are spirits of dead people? I don't know. I don't know what a ghost is.
No.
Do I think they're real? Yes. Do I know what they are? Absolutely not. So explaining that, like, we could prove that ghosts are real tomorrow. Government says UFOs are real. I feel like we have thousands of years of documentation, hundreds at least years of documentation at this point of paranormal activity that suggests to me ghosts are real. Yeah. But what are they?
I've always kind of wrestled with the idea that it is, when I think of, it might be a different topic or it might be like a different part of it, but I've always thought that, like, when I think of ghosts, I think of like a spirit that like never really got set to rest.
Maybe.
And I think of like, these places that are, and maybe that's why asylums and hospitals freak me the fuck out so much, is because like you instantly feel that, and like, and it's the same feeling I have when I walk into like a regular hospital.
Yeah.
It's that feeling of like, something died here.
Yeah.
Like, people have lost their lives here.
Yeah.
And that energy you can't mistake for anything else.
Yep.
Which is why it kind of freaks me out, because it's
funeral homes.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Like, it's very.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like you can almost, like, I don't know.
You can feel it.
Yeah. And like that to me is how I've always kind of thought about it, is like, like ghosts and like spirits is like, whether it's negative or positive, it's a soul, or it's something that has been trapped in this place because it never fully got set to rest. It never got like.
Okay, but we don't even have proof that human beings have souls. We don't even have proof that the mind is separate from the body. Do I believe that it is? Yes.
I would like to think
I believe that. But we don't have proof. We don't know that for sure. That is not scientific fact.
No.
So we don't have evidence of that necessarily. We have evidence, but we don't have enough. We don't know what a spirit is. Like, it could be a bunch of different things. Maybe one of them is like a replay. Maybe one of them, but then what the fuck is a demon? And why does it seem that with particularly negative energies, things like prayer, which is like seems to actually have an effect on it, which makes absolutely no sense to me because prayer is like very like, especially Catholic, is very like recent in comparison to a lot of other stuff. So that makes no sense. And then when we're talking, and then even then, let's go even deeper. Why is it that like more ancient sites seem to have so much more activity? Why is it that like I you know, one place that look, dude, I know all the most fucking supposedly demonic locations in the United States that I have a list of places that I want to investigate myself that are just the most intense that I've seen. All right.
Yeah.
Through my research. Having said that, I don't know if I would ever want to investigate a Native American burial ground.
That's like, you know,
How do you explain that though? Why is that shit so much more active? Like, why is that shit having a like? What is that?
I continuously go back to, you know, kind of what I was saying is like, you know, it's souls that are just at unrest. Like it's energy that's there that never really got closure. And
energy.
It's yeah. Like to me, that's what you know, because like I feel like every, you know, like when you. I don't know how deep you want to get into this, but like okay, when I guess speaking from personal standpoints, like whenever I've been into a place where I know either somebody that I have known or I have knowledge that somebody else has been there that has since passed, like whenever you walk into that space, it's very heavy.
Yeah.
Like there's a certain kind of like feeling to that, like understanding that, you know, that it's, you know, that the fact that like they're not there anymore, and like you can still kind of feel that energy. I feel like there is, like, to me it's always been, there's like two different sides of it, because like there's the side of like, you know, there's the good side of it where it's like, you know, like trying to communicate in a way that's like, I'm still here. Like I still, like there's still a part of me that's here. But then there's the other point of it where it's like, you know, you go to somewhere where that it was obviously, and it, like I guess I kind of call back to a lot of like shows I've seen, but also it's just kind of like one of my personal beliefs is like, you know, the fact that if you should lose your life somewhere and never really get closure from it, you just kind of haunt that place. You haunt that space, like your energy surrounds that place.
Yeah.
Forever until you eventually get closure. And what that means, I don't know.
But what about then see, no, dude, look, I'm a believer and I follow you. So I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
Right.
But then, like, how do you explain a highway?
What do you mean?
People die on the fucking highway every fucking day. That shit never felt haunted to me.
That's true. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
there is a whole other side of it.
There are holes. That's my problem with like these. I'm just trying to say my problems with the paranormal, like stuff where it's like there are these gaping fucking holes to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this is why this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying is, what the fuck is a ghost? You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe in ghosts, but I don't know what they are. I don't know if they're trapped energy, fucking soul that was cut off too early, unexpectedly, a fucking, Native American background. You know, and recently I've found a bunch of some YouTubers. Look, they could be fake, but if they're not, they're these videos aren't in English. They're like in fucking Russia, in the fucking Middle East and shit.
Yeah.
Finding these super fucking ancient places. And it's the craziest shit I've ever fucking seen in my life.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm like, maybe these places are like the Native American burial grounds because they're just that ancient. You know? I don't know what any of that means. Like, then this is what I'm trying to figure out. You know what I mean? As a like researcher myself, an amateur investigator, like I'm trying. These are the questions I'm trying to answer for myself. Is like why and what? Like, yeah, I think you're there, but like, what the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Like, are you a spirit of a person? And does that mean we have spirits as people? I don't. None of this has ever been proven. So I'm trying to figure that shit out. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not taking anything like on face value or for granted. You know what I mean? Like, I want to believe. You know what I mean? So like, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm needing that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'm going in that route. You know what I'm saying? I want to know why and what.
Yeah.
More importantly than anything.
It's when you can't explain it and it goes against everything that you know to be true. It's very tough. Like, and that's I guess that's like the biggest thing to me is like when should I see something or should something happen to the point where like I straight up like it goes against everything that I thought prior. Like I kind of feel like that would mess me up a little bit because like, you know, what do you do with that information? Like, what do you do with that, you know, with that kind of revelation, I guess.
Well, see, that's the thing is like, I feel like, okay, like if anything,
because go ahead. If I were to go somewhere and if I were to to see something that would kind of justify my thoughts on it, I feel like I might be a little more at peace with the idea of some kind of an afterlife, maybe, because to me, like that's kind of the impending question, and I feel like that's sort of why a lot of people do this is to try to figure out,
agreed,
you know, what happens after that.
Yeah.
But if I should, you know, like it's that point of like exception, I guess, that point of like, well, nothing is ever really, you know, straightforward as it seems, and like there are just certain things that, like, you know, kind of like the burial grounds and stuff, and like just that kind of, you know, that like, you know, like houses being built on that stuff and like curses and stuff,
renovations,
and like that I feel like I really do honestly feel like there's something to that, but I don't know how to even start to put that into.
I mean,
like,
I'm at the point where I honestly think that there are very there are different things going on in different places.
Yeah.
Some are I think energy can be imprinted on physics, and I don't have any proof of this, but I think energy can be imprinted on physical objects, maybe. And when you start to mess with those physical objects, maybe it can release and cause like some sort of replay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe. I don't know. I think that's what I think. Man,
I kind of like the idea, or I've always kind of been attached to the idea that, like, you know, you hear a lot of times, like, after, and this is kind of heavy, I guess, like we're getting kind of some heavy territory, but like, you know, when somebody kind of like when somebody close to you is, you know, passed away or whatever, and like you start seeing like either things or like little things that come up, like maybe there's like coins. I've heard coins a lot of times, like some people will find like pennies somewhere, or just like because that meant something to them, or it was like of some significance, like, you know, that they're like remind, you know what I mean, like they'll just start finding stuff, and they'll feel like oh, they put that there, that was you know, that was just kind of like some kind of a, you know, but then there's, you know, I don't know, it's such a, it's beyond comprehension, really.
Well, it's like I love
like,
that, and that's beautiful, but then my skeptic side comes in and goes, okay, well, are you just seeing that now because of the recent big event?
Right.
And you're just noticing it more?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
there is that side as well.
It's so I have both sides going is what the point I'm trying to express.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah,
you know, I'm just trying to fucking decipher any of it, really.
I will say that I feel like, you know, as far as excuse me, as far as the burial ground stuff goes, I've always had like been of the mind that like, you know, you shouldn't build or have any kind of habitat on top of a place where there was mass.
You should never fucking fuck with a burial ground ever.
Yeah.
If you're fucking doing a fucking project and you discover that this was a graveyard, you leave that shit the fuck alone,
There's
you sack
something-
of shit.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ, come on, have some fucking respect.
And that's so a lot of times that's kind of what I worry about as far and not so much like in an immediate sense, but like I just kind of wonder as far as like, you know, how we're, you know, as far as like the deforestation stuff and as far as like just we don't really know, like a lot of times you don't really know what you're digging onto until
Absolutely in that sense, but also in the sense of, let's be very clear, like, yeah, we are into this shit. We love, like, I love going to graveyards at night, but there's no fucking goddamn way in hell you'll ever catch me kicking over a gravestone.
Right.
Like, holy shit. Like, those people make me sick.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you.
Yeah.
It's like, you're gonna fucking disrespect this shit? Fuck you.
I'm
Piece of shit.
I'm a big believer in karma, and I'm a big believer in
You don't
like,
fuck with
you don't
You don't fuck with this shit,
Yeah,
dude. Like, you have a respect. Just like you do for other fucking human beings. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
So just be respectful. Like, that's a big thing for me. Like, I'm not gonna, maybe I'll go, like, look, if I'm on a ghost investigation and nothing's happening, I might start provoking a little bit to see if I can stir something up.
Yeah.
But I'm never, ever going to deface something or vandalize something in this context. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what I really
No.
That's kind of what really opened my mind to, like, you know, the investigation stuff was the fact that like there's a certain level of respect about it.
Yes.
There's a level of like, you know, whether or not something happened here, like you still have to kind of be in the mindset of like, you know, like the fact that you're in this certain place, the fact that like you're trying to investigate something that happened and there's physical proof, there's historical evidence of it. Like that is different to me than like, because you know, obviously there's definitely a level of like, you know, of knowledge and respect, like I was saying, like it's there's a knowledge of like something happened here, and whether or not you can feel that is a different story, but like I don't know, it's really interesting to me. And that's kind of why I guess I'm sort of more open to the idea of like the investigation stuff, because I feel like I've reached the point where like I know where I stand with it, and I feel like I kind of understand what it's, you know, what the whole purpose of it is, rather than just like, let's just go to a creepy place and just hang out for a while. You know what I mean? Like, because even though there is that side of it, but there's also, you know, like I'm more drawn to like the, you know, like the you know, the factual kind of like the investigative side of it. Yeah.
The historical yes, absolutely. And that's what I go for too, quite frankly. Like that's because quite frankly I've done a bunch of these, and I have had equipment do weird things that I can't explain. I have seen objects move on their own. I have, you know, had some experiences.
Right.
However, I have not had the experience. I still can't say what anything is. I've not had the experience that I'm looking for yet. So that's why I continue to do these things. I've not, you know, seen that undeniable proof of anything. You know, I've seen things and had experiences that I cannot explain.
All right.
But it just wasn't enough. And maybe it's because I'm a little jaded because I'm so exposed to all this stuff. Maybe we've seen so many horror movies. You know what I mean?
You just kind of
to where, maybe it's a little bit. We got to see something a little extra. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To really get us.
Yeah.
But you know, it's
well, that's like, to me, that's kind of where the line between like fiction and reality kind of blurs, is like,
and that's what I'm saying to you. That's why it's like fucking. That's what I've been trying to express to you and trying to convince you to go on one of these things with me, because he won't fucking go with me. And that's what I'm trying to convince you, is that, like, dude, I've done a bunch of them and nothing really scary has ever happened. Like, there's been a couple times where I've gotten like goosebumps, but not out of fear, out of excitement.
Just the fact that something was happening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, so it's I really, and at the end of the day, I got to fucking just walk around this crazy fucking place, free roam. Nobody's telling me where I can and can't go. I can go anywhere I want. And it's you know, at the end of the day, even if nothing happens, that's fun as fuck. For some of these places. So,
right. Yeah.
And worth the price of admission alone.
For sure.
And you get, like, you know, every single one, pretty much, you at least get like an hour, 2 hour long, like a historical tour.
Yeah.
So you learn some shit. And it's pretty cool. But yeah, man, you got to come on one. But at the end of the day, fucking, yeah, we don't know. We don't know. We're not sitting here saying we know anything. Yeah. All we know is that we don't know. And nobody knows, I don't think. And these are the answers that we're looking for. We're trying to... We're trying to figure this shit out ourselves.
It took me a long time to kind of reach that conclusion, because, like, I know, like, it's been brought up a bunch of times, and I know that, like, I didn't really have a full explanation of it, but, like, that was because I didn't really have a full understanding or, like, explanation of why people try to do this, because like from the outside, it's crazy. Like the fact that somebody would willingly get locked into, like, a hospital that's been closed for like 40 years is insane.
I'm doing that on Friday. So.
But I will say that, like, the curiosity side and the side of me that is open to that kind of, like, experience and that kind of, like, knowledge of, you know, maybe there really is something else, but I kind of have to see it, I guess. Like, and regardless of what I believe in, like, you know, there's definitely things that you just can't explain, and I feel like that is kind of what piques the interest. Like, that's, you know, just trying to see something that just kind of sticks with you, and for whatever that means. Like, and maybe and like that, that's kind of the other side of it, is, like, you know, I sort of feel like, you know, I, having never experienced that and having never been in that situation, I don't really know, you know, I know we talked about it, but I guess I don't really know, like, how I would respond to it, but also, like, how it would stick with me afterward, you know what I mean? Because there's that other side of it where it's like, you know, because I feel like, for the most part, as far as that stuff goes, like, I'm pretty impressionable in some ways. Like, I really feel like it doesn't take a whole lot to convince me, and sometimes, but then there's other points where I kind of step back and, like, kind of look at it in a different way.
And look, see too, that's why I want you to come with me, because if you and I are standing next to each other and we're watching something crazy happen, I'm gonna be like, you're gonna see my real reaction.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna be like, that was crazy. Like, even if we're watching, I've seen a fucking light in a room turn on and off multiple times by itself, but I'm still like,
might be the wiring.
Like, I'm still going through all the fucking possibilities, trying to explain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so if we're standing next to each other doing that, like, you know what I mean? It's not.
Yeah.
But then if you and I can stand next to each other and do that and have an experience where we can't explain away, we can be like, oh, that was awesome, dude. You know, that's what it is. It's never scary. It's never been scary. And I mean, maybe, you know, I haven't investigated some of the crazy places yet. Don't get me wrong.
No.
That I know of, at least. Maybe I will this Friday. I don't know. But so far, not so much. And so, yeah, that's been my experience up to this point. So, yeah, I think I can't wait for you to come on one. And, yeah, man, like, that's really where we're at with this stuff. Like, we're fans. We're fans of the paranormal, just like we are of heavy metal. And it's something we like to talk about. We love ghosts. We love UFOs. We love cryptids. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have Jordan back on here in the next few weeks. Shout out to my brother who just moved into a new house. You've seen him on the podcast before.
Has he been on a video episode yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
On one. He was on one.
Oh, yeah.
Very early
I'd
on.
say he was on one of the first ones.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
One of the first ones.
Yeah.
And it was before the United States government announced the existence of UFOs. And he's kind of our resident science space guy because he knows more than anybody I know personally of that stuff. He's one of the smartest men I've ever met.
Yeah, there are certain things that he said that just kind of like get me just rolling.
Oh, dude,
like just spiraling.
He's he is he's in my opinion he's a fucking genius. I love him so much. He's my brother. Yeah. And he's one of the smartest men I know. He's awesome. And I can't wait because I've got I actually wanted him back on a couple weeks ago during October to have him on and talk about this shit. I have a list of things to talk to him about already written down, ready to go. So when he's on, it's going to be gold, and we're going to record from his new house, which is right down the block.
Oh yeah,
from our crypt, our
cool.
resident crypt, which will be. We'll have a new one to premiere soon, ish, within the next few months, probably.
Say for end of the year, or
I hope so, but we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah. End of the year, start of the year, we'll be in a new, more permanent space, and it's gonna look a lot cooler. Remember the old one? Yeah, might look a little bit more like that. Check the Instagram. Yeah. Because those weren't on video.
I should,
except for the dark reflections.
Yeah, I should post those pictures of it because I do have a bunch of pictures of the old crypt.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh my God! You took those. My God! Don't fucking post that shit.
Yeah.
Post that shit immediately.
We just never ended up using it.
I forgot about those.
I didn't really know what to do with it, so I just kind of kept them. So it
my God! I need those. I fucking post those, dude. I need those. Yeah. Oh fuck yeah! So that's awesome. So yeah, we will. We got a lot of fun coming. We got this is like I said, we got one more really good like Halloween-esque episode coming after this one, and then we're on to the end of the year. Then we're on to the last part of the year.
Man, we're gonna have to start talking about Filthy 15.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. Yep, we're gonna have to get into the Filthy 15 soon. We got some.
And let me say, like, man, first part of the year I was pretty dead set on what I and whether. Well, no, I guess let me reverse that. I was like pretty open and pretty curious as to how I would respond to like newer records that were coming out and stuff, like newer things I hadn't heard. And there was a point where like midway through the year I was like, all right, like I got kind of my picks and stuff, but the last half of this year,
good luck,
has been so just like every week it seems like, or every other week, man, it has been just hitters.
We might even have to create like we'll talk about that off air.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But yeah, man, like I'm
it's getting difficult.
Really,
it's getting difficult. We're not even done yet.
Yeah.
We still got a fucking Hatebreed album to listen to.
Yeah.
And we still got a handful of Dark Reflections to get through.
Yeah.
So
I'll say like just in the like in the interest of going back at a certain point in time and listening to this, like right now as it stands, like top 5 for me, it's in no particular order.
Okay.
I'm still wrestling with this.
Okay.
But it's Verminous, because that came out really early in the year.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was a big, like, I don't know, that was a big release. That was one of those that like that just kind of hit like right around the time where all this stuff was happening. It was just pretty topical, and like it just, I don't know, it's one of my favorite records of the year. So Verminous, still kind of on the fence about whether I want to include Fracture from Bleed From Within, because I love that record, and it's something that I have constantly returned back to within the year, but I don't know if it stands up as well as, let's say, like Devil Driver is really growing on me right now. Lamb of God, that, like, the self-titled Lamb of God record, like I did not anticipate being as into that as I am. Like I did not think as like that it would like. And after it was really after the Dark Reflections that we did. We really dove into it and stuff. Like there was just songs that stuck out to me, and now it's like that whole record is just like top to bottom is flawless. So there's that. Gosh, what else? Recorruptor, fucking Funeral Corridor. Like I don't even know if that's like on the top 5, but that is damn close. Like
It will be on the.
it is
50s,
on.
Let's put it that.
Yeah, on one of ours for sure. Gosh, there's just like. I guess I don't know. I guess like I didn't mean to like preface that as like my top 5 or whatever because I've only said about 4 or 5.
Right.
But like yeah, those are.
I'm just trying to fucking keep my lips shut, or this will be another 4-hour episode.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Like I'm really excited about doing that episode, and I'm really excited about stuff. And
I'm so fucking
not
excited.
not to mention fucking Slow Decay from Acacia Strain, like
I can't talk.
slow like.
Let me talk.
Slow Decay, it comes in waves. I don't give a fuck that that it comes in waves came out the last part of the year.
I gotta mute myself.
I am putting those 2 records on the same yeah. Well, I'll shut up because we do have to wrap this up. But I will say that like, you know, my point being
Don't get me started.
yeah, my point being that I did not think that midway through the year I would reach a point where I'm like
You'd be struggling this much.
Yeah. Because last year was a hitter as well.
Oh my God.
I feel like last year was one of the best years we've seen.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Like one of the best years we've seen in the last 10 fucking years, dude. Like the last the things really starting like 20. I'd have to look back. Either 2017 or 18, things really started to heat the fuck up.
Oh, yeah.
In the heavy metal community, and it's just been fucking leaping over itself ever since, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's been unbelievable.
Yeah.
We've had amazing albums from some of the greatest bands of all time. Some amazing albums from new and upcoming bands.
Oh man,
We are seeing such an amazing evolution. Instead, I'm no longer worried about the future of metal.
yeah.
From the new bands that we've talked to recently on this podcast, and the stuff that we fucking heard and been saying, and the shit that I'm discovering, like
sure.
we got this. You know what I'm saying? There are
Yeah.
people making amazing fucking music right now that you will hear. Like, and it's gonna catch, and it's gonna get. I can't wait. And yeah. So let's wrap this one up, man.
Yeah.
We went through the gambit,
We
boy.
went- yeah.
On the fucking, we went deep. Oh fuck! Hold on. We went deep into the fucking murky waters tonight, people. It's Halloween. This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Halloween.
It's dead hour now.
What time is it?
3:13.
Shut the fuck up. Are you serious?
Yeah.
It's 3.
So if that says anything.
Oh my god. I did not expect that.
Yeah.
Well, we clearly went
Hey.
deep into the murky waters with you tonight, people. We hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed our guests.
Man, this honestly this really because I know, and I won't keep it going too long, but I first of all, if you followed it up to this point, this episode, because
you're still watching.
I'm pretty sure at this point this is a 3-hour episode with everything that's been put together,
Probably.
the stops and everything.
Probably.
But man, I did not and it's something we've been kind of joking about. I did not think when I left the house tonight to do these episodes, because we've been back and forth about doing October stuff, like Halloween stuff, because
And how to do it.
we just really wanted to celebrate the year or
Do something unique.
yeah, and
didn't know
I had honest to God, I had no ideas for any costume idea like an hour or two before I was getting ready for everything, and then all of a sudden just started rolling, and it was all right, and then all of a sudden it's we got this whole episode that's You know, that's just new stuff. That's just like, it's almost like acting stuff, which I never thought, like, I don't know. So yeah, like, it's just, man, like, it's been, I hope that this is kind of like the starting like evolution of this, because like the fact that we've opened it up so much to just newer things.
It
like,
might be. We may have started something tonight with
not
guests
that
that we have.
yeah, not that I have or any of us have any real connection to Mr. Sasquatchman or Eddie, but I'm just saying that these are things that have no real idea, had no real energy until they got here, and until it was like kind of crunch time, and it was like, all right, let's try to put something together, and it just worked. I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
we just hit these guys up and they just came.
yeah. I don't know. We need to wrap
See,
this up.
he's a man. He's a shiny golden god.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's wrap it up.
If you're still watching this right now, thank you so much
Yeah, for real.
for coming this deep into the murky waters with us tonight on All Hallows Eve 2020. The worst year ever.
Yeah.
And we thank you so much for following us down this journey, down these rabbit holes. I mean, honestly, this was some of the most fun I've
It's
had
been outside
on
of
a podcast.
outside, because like to me like the interviews and or not so much interviews, but like the guest episodes
Yep.
are always really awesome to me.
Oh my god, so amazing.
Because it's a different aspect of this that I didn't really anticipate. But then there you know, and the Dark Reflection's kind of the same way. But
yeah.
to me, like when we could just kind of riff off of stuff
Yeah.
and just like it's like these are just fun to
We
me,
just-
like this. So
Yeah, it's like kind of crazy, like, because it's like we don't do these that often anymore, and this is how this started.
yeah.
So it's like when we can get back to it, it's like, oh my god, this is so much fun. Like we could just go.
Yeah.
Like we could just go. And to do it on the Halloween special, to actually have this episode be a little extra special, we did a little extra for it. We went the extra mile, and you know, I think it was this was awesome, man.
Yeah,
and
that was fun.
I'm really excited for this to come out and
Yeah.
everybody to see it. Like, I think people, anybody who watches to the end will like it. And if you are,
Yeah.
I fucking love you. And you know what? If you're still watching this, if you have any like fucking paranormal stories or like cryptid stories or anything you want to share with us, please, like hit us up on Facebook. Or actually, Facebook is kind of fucking unreliable. Hit us up on Instagram, or like go in the fucking comments on YouTube or something like that. Like, I would love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your story.
Be old school. Send us an email. Fuck
Yeah,
it.
lostinthedarkpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Lostinthedarkpodcast@gmail.com. I'm going to work extremely hard to get us a fucking website before the end of the year and a proper RSS feed where we're on multiple platforms finally. Again, we were before, now we're just on YouTube. So yeah, I'm going to work really hard before the end of the year to get all that done. But for now, we're just here. Yeah, if you have any paranormal stories, one thing we didn't talk about, what we talked about in the horror movie episode, is I love werewolf movies. What's your favorite werewolf movie? I love found footage movies. What's your favorite found footage movie? Let me know in the comments below if you're still watching this. I'd love to fucking hear from some of you. You know, I know we got listeners, but we don't get that many comments. So I'd love to hear from you guys.
Yeah, man.
And especially on YouTube and Instagram, those are the places where I get like actual notifications. So
Yeah.
let me know on those places. That'd be awesome. And we'd love to hear from you guys. And yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So yeah, let's wrap this one up.
right.
We hope you all have an amazing and safe Halloween 2020. Can y'all hang on? Where the fuck are my horns?
They've been covered the whole time.
No, not the whole time.
Yeah.
They were good for
Yeah.
part of it, at least.
Can't see it because of all the black. Yeah,
There we go.
you
Blunt man. Thank you all. If you're still watching this, I can never ever thank you enough. Thank you so much for watching this all the way to the end. And And yeah, like I already said, we got some stuff coming up. We hit a big fucking roll this October, and we're rolling it into November. We got a lot more surprises and fun stuff coming. A lot of guests coming, and yeah, we're just trying to have fun, and we hope you all want to join us. So until we got a lot of stuff coming, but until next time, as always, fucking raise your fucking horns.
I didn't know where you're going with that.
Neither did I. Okay. You know what? Cheers.
I got an empty bottle of hay.
Cheers. Just pretend.
All right, hey. There's a little bit less than this. Y'all can't see it.
Raise your fucking horns and bang your goddamn heads. Happy Halloween, everyone. We love you all to death. Good night.